We are live!
Hello, Internet. Glad you can make it tonight. You are looking really nice.
Why, hello there, Internet.
You,
You've given us $15,000,
yes.
and we're giving you 3 hours of pure culinary class.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which,
Look, we're wearing
and also, dress sweatpants. You're right. That's right, Internet. You're welcome.
ties. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get our first round of drinks for the evening while Mark says hello.
Please do,
A
please
little
do.
classy, chilled, discount plum wine.
Now, might I just immediately say that that is very, very fetching what you're wearing. It complements your figures and it really brings out the light in your eyes. You are so very, very beautiful.
You're right, Internet. Oh, that's so insightful.
Mhm.
No one's as insightful as you
Yeah,
are.
yeah. And you're really funny, you know that? I mean, your sense of humor is just.
But not like you're trying too hard. Not like you have to be funny. Just like you are funny.
It's genuine.
Naturally.
It's real. It's organic. So what are we drinking here, James Sandlin Ashby?
Well, as I classily unscrew the lid.
Okay. You had to do with the
Smell.
pinky out.
That's right. Take a whiff of that.
Oh yeah, that smells like class.
This is a delicious vintage of, it's 10% alcohol. Booze, booze, booze.
mm,
Would you like a classy man pour?
I think so.
Excellent. Here's to classy men.
Here's to classy
And
man.
pouring the entire capacity of the wine glass.
Okay, excellent.
There we are.
Now with the pinky out. Cheers, my friend.
To our new channel,
Yes.
to our cookbook,
Mm-hmm.
to our website,
And to our wonderful fans who
To
made it
you.
all possible.
especially to you.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we chug this first glass like classy gentlemen?
I believe so.
Hmm.
The classiest chug you've ever seen.
Sort of like Robitussin flavored Kool-Aid.
The chug actually worked out because it meant that it didn't linger on my tongue long.
Yeah, we didn't have long to think about what we were doing to ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, Internet, we have a beautiful menu planned for this evening.
Yes, we're going to do a three-course meal.
3 courses, 3 being the classiest number other than 7 or anything higher than that and expensive.
Yeah, sure. First up, we're going to have a nice light appetizer, a tomato soup.
Tomato soup,
Oh, yeah.
the classiest of soups.
Indeed. We're then going to move on to pasta in white sauce.
White sauce, the
Yeah.
classiest of sauces.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you're able to find the white sauce for about 99 cents at the local food store.
That's the classiest version of white sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Cheap and tawdry.
Mm-hmm. And then we're going to end with a meal that's actually from my youth. All right? It's a dessert I used to eat a lot as a kid. And I believe I'm going to call it sadness mush.
I love sadness mush.
So we're going to make some sadness mush as a dessert.
Delicious sadness mush. So we're gonna give everybody a moment to kind of gather into the chat room here.
Yeah, come on
Mark is gonna help setting up some tomato soup, and I'm gonna
Alright.
check out your comments. But first, I think we need another glass of classy plum wine.
Sure. No, no, I'm good. I'm good. Don't worry. You can stop. Okay, you're still going.
This is what class tastes like. Mark, would you close that computer that keeps beeping?
Is that what that is?
That's not a classy sound.
I thought that was an alarm.
Top and yup.
I'm not sure why there would need to be an alarm.
Maybe because we had an entire bottle of plum wine right at the top of our 3-hour broadcast. Like classy gentlemen always do.
What you're saying is it can only go uphill from here.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, Mark. I wouldn't begin to say that. That's a terrible thing to claim. All right, let's.
So I'm gonna get the bouquet of this. Um, delightful.
You like it.
Ah.
Oh.
So what do our wonderful classy fans have to say?
Oh, so I don't know if you saw,
Mm-hmm.
but in our my shirtless broadcast, the
Right.
classy type of broadcast one can do,
Right.
we did a little thing called grilled cheese poached in butter.
Oh yeah, you told me about
That's
that.
right. That's right. That's where you cook a grilled cheese sandwich using an entire stick or more of butter.
So that's why I can hear your heart from here.
That's why I've had slight pains in this area for the last week. Yes.
You should probably get that looked
Yeah,
at.
but it was so good. So imagine a butter dumpling wrapped around American cheese, and that is exactly what it was because I described it.
Right, that's
Oh
I
my
do.
god! So good!
It sounds like it was made of delicious and dead.
Oh, oh, it was delicious. Mm. The tech pad does work, everybody. Thank you. We did the old trick of covering it with
Yeah,
rice,
right.
which is a desiccant,
Mhm.
and that sucked the moisture out, not the curry. So my computer still smells like Thai
Yeah, I
food.
wonder how that got in there. It's so
I don't
weird.
know. It's a
Odd.
mystery because I don't remember doing it, but it did
Yeah, isn't it
happen.
weird? You know, it was probably Chasen. I'm gonna blame Chasen on this.
That sounds right.
It sounds like
Jason does that sort of thing.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. So we are currently at $15,088.
Thank you
thanks
guys.
to
That's amazing. That means in addition to the cookbook, in addition to the website, we're doing a cookbook.
Cookbook time.
Cookbook. That's the cookbook dance.
That's
So you know,
right.
it's a classic dance.
So from this point on, Super Pals, it's gravy, but don't stop helping. There's so much left to do. We're going to be launching a new channel. We've got 5 pro tip videos we'd like to make you. The more we're able to raise for Hound to Mouth, the more we're going to be able to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think we've shown we know how to stretch a dollar
Oh yes.
and bring you the biggest bang for your comedy buck.
That was nice. That was nice. For a minute there, I thought you were gonna get lost, but you recovered well.
I did it all right. I guess I'm still sober enough to get through the maze. Why don't we take care of that right now? Classically chugging our second glass of plum wine.
You do the chugging. Okay. I'm gonna sip it and fully enjoy the flavors.
El Doso.
No, it's good. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. Now make me tomato soup.
So there we go. It's a classic broadcast, and we have to act classy.
That's right.
Right.
I'm the classiest.
So I think you also need to say it with a British accent.
Hello, governor.
No, the other one.
Pip, pip, what,
no,
what?
No, the other one.
I'm from Switzerland. No.
No, the Queen's
London.
English. The Queen's English.
Hello.
There we go. That's more accurate.
I'm from England town.
Yeah, that's about it.
Where classiness is inevitable.
Yeah. Right. So I think that really helped. It brought. We were here in terms of class, and now we're here. That's good. All right, internet. I am going to go make some tomato soup. I will see you when soup's done.
How delicious. And that means it's time for me and you, and I'm just going to slide along up here. Just going to turn this around and just say hi. Hello there, internet. How are you this evening? I'm super good. Due to the plum wine that we have had at the top of this broadcast. We just wanted to say very quickly to all of our backers, and excuse me, because that's not prop whining. I'm going to be very, very drunk soon. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to all of our backers, to everybody who's helped out. It really is just phenomenal. We've raised as much as we raised for our last season of sketches, just about, and actually a ton more people came out and supported us this time compared to the last time. And you guys have always been incredibly generous and incredibly supportive, and allowed us to make the things that we want to make without having to worry about selling you guys advertising or some other ridiculousness. I can't tell you what it means to me and what it means to all of us.
They look sexy.
That being said, if you were here right now, I'd work you down from the top stairs to the basement. Basement time. Flood the basement. I told them I'd flood their basement.
Alright, that's fair.
Basement meant genitals and flood. Right, classic time. Where you don't say what you mean when you talk about your penis. You just talk about the candelabra. Mmm. I'm being offered money for my shirt. We have 2 hours to go before the striptease. There's no striptease, Mark. Classy time. Classy time. Won't make Mark strip, I promised. Maybe I did. Maybe I did not. Unfortunately, we do not have pheasant this evening. Grilled cheese between two waffles sounds amazing. Uh, mm. Bloodshedder021 asks, will donors get VIP accounts on the website? Will there be VIP accounts? I think that it is very wise for you to assume that we're going to do everything we can think of to say thank you to you guys for all of your support and for backing us during this period. So if we can figure out a way to make you VIPs, if we can figure out a way to do anything for you guys, we're probably going to do it. We really love the idea of crowdfunding, and I think one of the big parts of crowdfunding is showing that appreciation to your audience and having that personal connection to your audience. And obviously, if you donate $25 or more, you'll be part of our TSAB. That means that every week you can ask me questions. I'll reply directly to you through video. You also get early release access to everything that we make and that kind of thing. But for Hand to Mouth particularly, and for the Hand to Mouth website, we consider all of our backers to be our best friends on that website. Is that not right, Mark Franklin Williams?
That sounds 100% correct.
100% correct. And Mark rarely says that about me, especially when I'm saying things like, what if we added another cup of butter and made this delicious?
No, that is not 100% correct.
What?
That's the opposite of that.
But butter's delicious.
No.
Nom, nom, nom.
You started here and you went to here.
Oh, they're telling me I should drink your wine. It sounds like a really good idea, though, if you think about it from a philosophical perspective. That perspective being
I
glug, glug, glug.
definitely do not want you to do that. It would make me very upset, and as such, you should not do it.
I'm a rebel.
I am.
I'm
very
upsetting
mad.
you. You are upset and disappointed in
I
me.
am really.
I am no
angry.
one's puppet.
How dare you?
What? Wait, I drink all the shitty alcohol. So, that also does mean that I've just had about a bottle of wine at the top of our broadcast. So expect me to begin to slur fairly soon, and also my tummy is starting to expose. But you can't see that yet. You'll see that later. That's cool. Yes. So I think one thing that I'd love to talk to you guys about, because we have a ton of people that we've been working with for the last 4 years behind the scenes. Some of you guys might know people like producer Angel Askins, uh, Kim Aronson. I don't know that you guys know all these, but these people are the reason that you guys have seen us make anything in the last 4 years. And it turns out that a number of them are really excited about maybe making you some cooking shows that'll be super fun and super funny. One of which may be a little spoof on the Iron Chef, in which Mr. James Ashby is the chairman. What do you think, Mark? Chairman James? I think it sounds good. I think it's time to move to a small Asian country and see what we can do.
You realize that you don't actually have $3 billion to waste on a kitchen stadium.
I could have $3 billion to waste on a kitchen stadium.
Good.
Rich Frangiamore, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that, Rich, asks, will get to see us? Will they get to see us prepare user-submitted recipes? I think that's one thing that I'd love to do on the website, the Hand to Mouth website. I'd love to do some user-submitted recipes. I think one of the best things about Hand to Mouth, and something that we hadn't really planned on when we started doing the videos a year and a half ago, is your participation and your contribution to Hand to Mouth. We have said it a few times during this Kickstarter, but really very seriously, guys, every time we put out a video, we get like 75 new tips or recipes about how to make cheap food that we would never have thought of. You guys are amazing. And we really want to get to the point where we can start compiling those kind of recipes and being able to find those recipes. And I think one great way to do that is to start highlighting some of your recipes that you put in. But also, one of the really cool things about the website is that you're going to be able to send in your own videos. So it's not just us. You could show people how to cook your favorite dish and help everybody out. So that's another really cool thing. That's going to happen anyway. Hey, Mark, we are being asked, have you ever had to make a meal for $0. Now that's kind of tricky, Carson Aft, because theoretically any food that you have, give it to me. It works on Nora's lady powers. So theoretically, any food that you have, you've probably given some money to somebody, right? At some point, like maybe you ran out of money, but you still had some dusty lentils at the back of your fridge or the back of your cupboard. Have I ever just like had a day where I had to make a meal with absolutely zero money? Yes. And what I did is I begged for food because that's what happens when you have absolute zero money. But I have definitely made cupboard scraps on a number of occasions.
Right. You can usually dig something out. And there's also the fact that if you're in a place where you're able to plant some shit in the ground, that's also an easy way to get yourself a meal for $0.
Or if you can fish. Fishing is one of the most effective ways of getting some meat. They would like to know if there's a P.O. box they can send the durian cheesecake to. That's a question for Mark, because I refuse to eat durian cheesecake because it is poison.
Let me put it this way. If you truly have access to the durian cheesecake, you will find the P.O. box. You'll know where it is. Search your heart.
Do I personally follow the Paula Deen School of Cooking? I would say, we have a lot of fun and we joke around a lot and that kind of thing. But when it comes down to it, obviously, eating healthily is an important thing. I'm not the poster boy for that, but it is true. But sometimes you want to have an indulgence even if you are broke. And it is still the case that if you cook for yourself, you can make something vastly better than anything you could afford to buy if you are willing to take the time to practice a little and just cook a little bit for yourself. So yeah, for instance, case in point, that butter poached grilled cheese sandwich, I bet I could spend $10 on that, but I made it for you guys for like $1.50. Grilled cheese costs nothing at home. Mark, have you ever tried keeping a garden?
I have not personally. However, my mother, being from the island,
Your mom, yeah.
My grandmother, they both they both are heavily into gardening. So every time I go home, I get some nice gardening tips, and I get to see how you're able to essentially create your own little food ecosystem where you plant some stuff, you're able to harvest from the garden, eat the stuff, and then the leftovers can be put back into the ground to grow for the next season. And so it is a way, it requires some upfront work. But if you're able to do it, it is a way to kind of stick to a really, really low budget and still be able to eat well and eat fresh.
Yeah, I've been living in one-bedroom and bachelor apartments for the last 10 years, and so it really hasn't been much of an option for me personally. But I actually, my family are traditionally farmers, and so we definitely have a very healthy respect for growing your own food and what that takes and what that requires. Also, Zach Wiener loves gardening. He likes to grow hanging melons, which are perhaps the most pompous thing one could grow. But he is a big, big gardener. Fun fact. Dumpster bread is both gross and intriguing, according to Canned Dirt. I would say, I actually, I will not admit to dumpster diving on national television. Wink, 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 wink. I did it. But certainly, it was very popular when I was in college, and it's something that I've known friends who have done. And the general rule of thumb that they taught me was, if the bag is sealed or it's a bakery, you're probably okay. Unless it's illegal, then don't do it, because I don't suggest illegal things. Right, Mark?
You don't suggest, you just do.
You don't discuss illegal things. Mark, will there be a video of you and I rolling around in a pile of money?
I mean, that will require us to have a pile of money.
Yeah, I mean, we do have $15,000, but $15,000, unless you get it in pennies, isn't quite enough to roll around in, unfortunately. And as people have pointed out, we have to do things like pay our crew and the various artists that work with us, and they don't like it when their money is soaked in man sweat, apparently.
We could roll around in a pile of destitution, but that's
Ooh.
not, That's usual stuff.
Pile of cardboard. A breakdown of overall costs in the episodes. That's actually one of the things we're definitely going to be adding for the new season. As you guys know, Hand to Mouth up to this point has been a real labor of love. We didn't really have any resources or really money or time, and so we would just kind of do it whenever Mark happened to have a day off of work, and we could kind of get it together. But we would love to spend more time with it. We're really excited for that. And one of the things we can do when we spend more time with it is give you a little bit more of that information, give you the access to the recipes. I mean, we're giving you recipes now. Everybody gets a cookbook if you backed us. So there you go, guys. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, enjoy that.
Oh, we unlocked the cookbook. I'm supposed to announce we only have 2 hours. I should do it though, right? If you have donated $100 or more, then you're going to have a recipe named after you in the cookbook. That's right. $100 or more, and you have your name for eternity associated with Hand to Mouth, the classiest cooking show on the internet. Yeah, classy like. How crazy is this? $15,139. Guys, thank you all so much for your support. It is amazing. Oh, that's interesting, like a little money counter. We should think about that. Tell you what, guys, we're going to have the Hand to Mouth website up probably before we have Hand to Mouth, the show up, because that's going to take a little while longer. So maybe we'll discuss this a little bit more on the website where you guys are all super cool and classy dudes. And ladies. And dudes. And ladies. And dude ladies. 768 people have donated to Hand to Mouth so far.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you guys so much. That is so generous. We can't tell you how much we appreciate that. Well, David Deloney, that was something that's been brought up a few times during the course of our Kickstarter. The fact that we're trying to raise money to do a show for broke people, and that there's that natural conflict of the fact that the people that we're trying to raise money from don't have a lot of money, and that's absolutely true. But one thing that we have really, really loved to see over the course of this Kickstarter is how many people donated $1, $5, $10. These relatively small individual amounts of money that have added up to tremendous resources for us to make this show for everybody. And we think that's an incredibly exciting development and something that really only crowdfunding can allow us to do. And something we're very excited to continue to pursue as it allows us to make things for people that otherwise get ignored to a certain degree. I mean, honestly, it's hard to get a commercial entity really excited about the idea of making money for people who can't afford to buy commercial products. But I think that the idea for this show and the idea for the channel are worthy and fun and worth doing. And luckily enough people agreed that we've gotten the ability to give it a shot and do it really seriously here this time. And we are so excited to have that opportunity. The YouTube Space LA thing is another thing that's very, very exciting. We'll chat about that a little bit more in the evening, but I've got to say that even if that wasn't the case, with the level of support that you guys have given us, we're going to be able to make a really, really special season of Hand to Mouth, and we're going to launch an entirely new channel to help people out with comedy and with knowledge, and it's going to be a lot of fun, I think. Also, dick jokes. Dick jokes. Penis jokes. Penis. A penis jokes. We unfortunately Kickstarter does not take PayPal. It is possible we'll have something else set up later in the future, but we want to be sure that we're also showing you guys what we can do and what your money has allowed us to do before we ask for too much more. I think we love the idea of crowdfunding. We love the potential it has for letting independent artists make things for their audiences without a lot of commercial intervention. But it's really important that credibility be maintained by our coming through on what we promised, and we take that deadly seriously. And so we want to make sure we've done that first before we promise other things. I have not had enough alcohol.
How do you plan to remedy that?
One bottle of wine is not enough. I'm gonna have a bottle of classy beer. That's an interesting question. Mr. Sinister Laugh asks, is it sexist not to make vagina jokes?
Well, it's not so much that we don't, as we don't have as much experience with
Yes.
that particular body part as we do with the dick.
If more ladies would like to show us their vaginas, we will be happy to make jokes about them.
Quite where I was going.
We will make so many
That
jokes about your
really wasn't
vagina.
the intent of
We
that.
will laugh about your vagina
What
for
I'm
a
trying-
fortnight.
I did not mean
Classily.
to. I meant to imply something a little.
Classily.
Okay, that's.
Classily. One moment, guys. I need another beer, and then I'm going to be right back, and we're going to chat about other things. Please ask questions in the comments. Let me know what's going on, and we will figure it out. It better be classy. I need a thing. One second, I know. Everyone's drunk. Stop being drunk, everyone. Where do I put the thing? Here it is. Sorry, everybody, that we disappeared, but we are here. We are still here. We love you. I'm back. James is back. Hanging out. Beer style. Classy style. Much love. Beer. Boom. Mark, if the Kickstarter hits 16K before the last hour, can we play Existential Crisis and Dragons?
I think we can definitely do that.
I believe we can do that, everybody. Let's tell you what. If we hit it within before the last hour, we'll do it for 30 minutes before our final 30-minute countdown. And I'll hold another Existential Crisis and Dragons session on the Facebook page tomorrow. Ah. Jesse Poor asks, do you plan to liaise with recipe writers, or is user-submitted content the best we can hope for? I also, what is that going away? I also agree that the line item expense breakdown would be great. Yes, we agree with the line item expense breakdown too. We think that is an excellent idea, and we're definitely doing it. Recipes. We're going to be sharing a lot of the recipes that we've used over the years to keep ourselves alive. We love user-submitted recipes. We'll definitely use some of those too. And we're going to reach out to various folks that we know who have very solid recipes. Where it'll go from there, who knows? You know, for us, this is really the beginning. You guys have helped us plant the seeds, and we don't really know exactly where all of it's going to grow. We know we're going to make you the best 8 episodes of Hand to Mouth you've ever seen in your life, and we're going to put everything against the wall to make sure that those things are amazing. But then after that, we're launching this show, Broke Eats, which everybody should totally subscribe to if you haven't yet. And there, we have the opportunity to make all kinds of shows to show you guys different kinds of ways to approach food. I mean, the big thing that we want to do is to help people realize that food is not intimidating. Food is not something that is exclusive or that you have to go out and buy. You can cook for yourself. You can do it easily. You can do it cheaply. And you can do it more healthfully and more effectively than eating out all the time.
Stop going to Taco Bell. McDonald's is your enemy.
Unless
Subway is okay, but you can still do better.
Unless you're getting crunch wraps, because everybody loves crunch wraps.
James, we're trying to.
Crunch wraps.
There's a statement we're making, and
Crunch wraps? 7-layer burritos are delicious. Delicious. So, guys, if you haven't checked out the Kickstarter yet, this is nearing your last chance. We're now 2.5. What? 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 We're now 2.5 hours away from the close of the Kickstarter. This is your absolute last chance to help us out launching this new channel and this new show and giving us this opportunity, which I know Mark is very excited
We're
by.
all very excited
Yes.
about the opportunity here. And we crossed 15K. We're doing both the website and the cookbook. That's amazing. So thank you so much. It's going to be awesome. And trust us, we're going to make some magic happen.
Give money to broke kids, they make money into magic giraffes. That's right.
How you doing there, buddy? You doing good?
You're drunk.
You alright?
I'm sober.
Okay.
So sober.
This is going to end well. And we're just half an hour to the stream, so, you know.
Right?
I'm only going to go up here.
That's right.
That's fine.
That's right, Audra McClure. Actually, this is one of the things I love about crowdfunding too, is I feel like a lot of times artists end up having to focus on money exclusively all the time. And one of the nice things about this is you guys have already given us $15,000. We know how we want to spend it. Are we going to not try to sell you guys any merchandise ever based on hand amount? I'm not going to say that. You know, we have to try to pay the people that work for us,
Of course.
and that's important. But it means that we can really just focus for now on making the product, making the show the very best version of it can be, because you've given us that luxury of almost like an author having a stipend, and so we're given that time and that flexibility to really just focus on the show,
Right.
without having to focus on the marketing necessarily.
And make it pretty and make it good and, you know, all that jazz.
Yeah.
And I think the soup is almost done.
Wait, are kangaroos edible? I don't know. Mark says the soup's almost ready, which means I'm going to have some soup and critique his soup. Mark, is it still gay when the balls touch, even if you say no homo?
Yeah.
Yes, in any instance in which testicles brush against each other tenderly, softly, gliding, bump, bump,
Now here's the thing.
it's a little gay.
That's cool. You just have to be honest with yourself. Okay? Admit it, accept it, and be true to who you are. Because you're wonderful.
So what do you call my brand of sexuality? I've been told that I can't call myself heterosexual or homosexual due to the fact that either would be considered insulting to the group in question.
Is there any way to say, like, asexual but not due to choice?
Involuntary asexual. Interesting. People are saying that kangaroos are definitely edible and a little gamey. I like gamey meat, though, so I'd be cool with that.
Everything is edible.
Greg Walker just donated. He's also donated to the Trial of Clones book. Greg Walker, thank you so much for helping us get crowdfunding as a cool thing and for helping us make awesome stuff for you. We can't tell you how much we appreciate it. It really is. It is life-changing to think there is a way of funding art that does not involve dealing with jerks. So we really, really do appreciate it. Though I don't think Mark would call everyone jerks. But I'm drunk, so everyone's a dickhead. Except for me. I'm amazing. Mark, did you know that 779 people have donated so far? We are at $15,338 thanks to you guys. That is mind-boggling. That's more than 200% of our minimum. Thank you guys so much. Please don't stop now. This is going to make a huge, huge difference for what we can do.
779 of those guys are awesome.
That's right. All 779 of you guys are awesome, and we love you.
But he's alright. He just, he needs to slow down.
Ooh, pansexual. I like it. Are people edible? Yes. But the man says that he'll put you in jail. And I ask you, Mark, is that right?
Yes.
Does that seem fair?
Yes.
That they toss you in jail? Is it even a crime to eat
Yes.
another person?
Yes.
What if they're already dead and you just found them that way? What if, like, but they're already dead? Already dead. Would you sell out for a chance to get on Food Network? No judgment, love the cause. I don't know. I think, would we take a show on Food Network? Probably we would, because it'd be a way to get it to more people. Ooh. Would we give up on the internet for Food Network? Not a chance. We love the internet, and we love making things for the internet. I want to do this for the rest of my life.
And also, sell out is a loaded term. Will we take the opportunity at a show? Yes, but let's be honest. There is no way in hell we'd be able to do something and not be ourselves.
This is true.
It just would not happen.
And also,
Even if we tried, we'd just be up there talking, and then out of nowhere, penis, 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 penis.
All right, so we have some lovely tomato soup by Mark Frank Williams, who's decided that tomato soup is a classic meal.
Indeed. So this is our appetizer. This is just the start.
Mm. Mm. This is lovely.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's a lighter tomato soup, and we have a little bit of celery and carrot in here. So
The lightness was due to the fact that we had exactly 1 can of tomato sauce. So. Again, the power of soup. You can stretch everything.
A little spiciness,
Mm-hmm.
detecting a little heat,
Mm-hmm.
perhaps some cayenne.
Mm-hmm. Now here's the thing. If you're paying attention, you'll notice a very light sweetness. Where do you think that's coming from? Obviously, some of it's from the tomato. Obviously, tomato's a sweet vegetable.
And a little from the carrot. A little from the carrot. I'm going to say honey.
My secret? Cinnamon.
Cinnamon? Well, I think that's one of those things. We've all kind of grown up eating restaurant food. What? The feed is down. The feed is down. 1 second.
Sorry, internet. We stalled for a little bit.
We should be back. Are we back?
There we go.
Try refreshing, everybody. Kabang!
Kaboom.
That's right. Yes, you can blend soup to make a gazpacho. That is delicious. Yeah, we should be back by now. So please let me know if you guys can see us. But in the meantime, I think one big thing that the restaurants have kind of embraced or tried to convince us of is this idea that all food has to be like beautiful or perfect or perfectly diced or any of this bullshit. And really, like, if you're cooking for yourself, sometimes you're lazy and you just want to cut the carrot into like 10 pieces and put it in some fucking soup and then move on with your life.
Here's the thing. Presentation is, nice if you're all professional and needing to raise it to the next level. But if you need to eat, just cook it. Eat it. Be happy.
I like this broth.
What's the grossest food you can make for under $10?
Oh.
Now here's the thing. When I was a
This
young
is a challenge. Challenge.
When I was a young lad, Mark Franklin Williams used to spend, weekends.
Wait. First.
Right, go.
We're assuming food for less prices, right? We're not going to go shopping at fucking Whole Foods because then the answer is like a raspberry.
Yeah. Right. So I've explained how I discovered a lot of things as a kid. Well, as a kid, while my mother was out working, I went into the kitchen, and every now and again I try to throw stuff together just to see what would happen. And I did this little experiment that was based off of the concept that if one thing was delicious and another thing was delicious, if you put them together, you should get double the delicious, right?
That makes sense to me.
Right. So I got some orange juice. I put that in a cup. And then I got some milk. I put that in the same cup.
No.
And then I stirred it all up nice and good.
No, that's a terrible plan.
And then that did not end well for poor young Mark.
That would go very badly.
It was then that he learned that just because one thing is good and another thing is good, if you put the two together, it does not necessarily mean you get good squared. Sometimes two goods make a bad. And that's a lesson for life.
Mm. What is the most surprising food combinations that have ever worked for you? I would say one of the crazier things I've had is a peanut butter and sweet pickle sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Very tasty. And you would not assume.
I can actually see that.
Mm-hmm.
I still go for the beef jerky.
Aaron looks completely unconvinced off camera. He looks horrified with us right now.
I'm gonna go for the beef jerky and cinnamon ice cream.
Mmm.
That was really good. That combined well.
That was delicious too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Raspberry ramen. Replace flavoring packet with raspberry jello mix. The sweet and salty smell is no.
No,
Because
no,
that
no,
is a
no, no, no.
terrifying
I'm willing to buy that.
No.
No. James.
What?
You know why I'm willing to buy that? Jam up.
Jam omelet is also weird.
But it's good.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. French fries and ice cream? That's a thing? Who does that? What's our favorite recipe that we've come up with or have found?
Up with or found?
Well, that's a big category.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You have to go through history. Oh, 27 years of it. I know you have a little bit more, so it's going to take you a bit longer.
That was mean. Mark was just very hurtful to me. And I'm not sure why. I don't know why you can't love me the way I love you. You can make wicked sweet and sour using Kool-Aid flavoring, ramen, and Slim Jims. When you say wicked, do you mean poison?
Nah, it's wicked sweet.
Really, Boston?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
With the wickedness?
Mm-hmm. I protect our people's diet.
Mm.
That's it. Now, I'm still going to have to go with the jam only. It's still unexpected. You wouldn't think that it works, but it does. It definitely does.
Oh, wait, listen to this one. Heat peas and butter, add mayo, garlic powder, and mix.
Mm-hmm.
Put on a hot dog bun. Bam. Pea rolls.
All right.
That would be good, actually.
We try that.
It's a big, like, gooey, salty, garlicky mash in between two pieces of bread.
Let me just say, I would like to see that done on a video on a website.
I would love to see somebody make a video of that particular recipe.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll make a video of me eating it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a fair, one, too.
Any plans to do a live demo at Comic-Con? Well, I don't know about the live demo, but...
We'll probably be at Comic-Con at some point.
Yeah, we'll probably have some plans for Comic-Con.
It may be difficult to get a kitchen into Comic-Con.
What are you talking about? You just roll in the stove? Because, like, they're not worried about, fire hazards in a convention center filled with 1 million people. Yeah, I'm not sure about the live demo, but we probably have some plans.
What sort of satanic rituals helped you create hand-to-mouth, and where can I find them?
Mm-hmm. Well,
I like to sacrifice goats to Beelzebub, the king of destruction.
Mm-hmm. I actually don't really go in for the whole Satanism thing. I'm more of a voodoo guy myself. And so the undead, actually, they have a lot of recipes because, they're undead. They're constantly hungry. They're constantly innovating.
Yeah, but mostly it's head cheese and brain soup, isn't it?
I'm just saying, like, the undead are miles ahead of most chefs.
Is this why you serve brain all the time?
What? What? It's a meal.
No, it's weird, dude.
It's cool.
You do not serve brain that often unless you are weird.
Let me just say, you're not complaining right now.
Said this was tomato soup.
Tomato and brain.
Well, no. See, when you put brain in something, you need to put that in the title.
No,
that can't be a soup. That's not like garlic. You can't just toss it in.
It's like parsley. You add in a dash of brain.
No, brain is not like parsley. One, it's brain. Funyuns and chocolate ice cream isn't that bad. isn't that bad? Let me ask you
No,
this:
no, hold
is
on
it
there.
that good?
No, no, no,
Like,
no. Because like when you're selling the recipe, normally you want to say, "Oh, I enjoy this," or you just present the recipe, and you don't wait for the backlash. When you have to, in the sell of the recipe,
Like-
package it with, "Oh, I know what you're thinking, and trust me, it's not that bad." Maybe you're starting from a weaker base than you might think.
it also strongly suggests that it's not that good. What wine goes with a cup of ramen? The cheapest one.
Is it in a bag? Because if it is, then that's what you're looking for.
You know what's weird? Sometimes people serve like regular wine in bags now.
What?
It's real. Yeah, you can get like quality wine in a bag.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. Why would
Although
you get
now,
quality wine when you can get 3 times as much bronzy?
although now I'm kind of like interested in the concept of a Capri Sun bag pouch of
Ooh.
white Zinfandel.
Oh, they do that. They do that. Yeah. For moms and dads. We're up to 15,375. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. You are so beautiful to me.
Can't you see? You're everything I ever dreamed of. You're all I wanted to be. Yes, I'm using your beer as a microphone. I hope you're okay there.
Mark, are you gonna teach them how to
Yes.
capture
Yes, I
various
want
rodents
to.
and pests?
Honestly, that's kind of like the first test. You know, it's kind of like becoming a man.
It seems like that's really rude what I just did,
Mm-hmm.
but in Japan that's classy.
Mm-hmm. Did
I'm
you,
being international.
again, did you stick your thumb out? Thank you.
Mm, mm. The best part is when it gets soaked into your mustache.
Yeah,
So you can
yeah.
kind of suck it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a second meal later. It's like
That's
flavor
good.
bush.
You get it again later. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. And speaking of Japan, if we have any like Japanese fans, speaking of international, because apparently we know some Brazil,
This is
and
true.
Argentina,
Yeah,
apparently.
which is amazing.
So if there are any Japanese fans, let us know because we have like a stack of jokes this high about robots and other cultural stereotypes that we haven't been able to use yet.
Yeah.
So
So please,
we'd really like to bust those out.
just at your convenience.
Yeah. Shoot us a text, whatever, email, Facebook message. Cool.
When is it appropriate to slurp food loudly? If you are eating any kind of Japanese ramen or noodle dish, you are totally acceptable to slurp. Or if you are the toughest or the richest person in the room, then fuck them. Fuck 'em.
Also on the third date, because by that point, it's too late. She
Well,
can't get
no,
out.
the slurpy sounds at that point elicit thoughts of oral sex and thus turn her on subliminally. She'll think she's off put,
James, what
but
did we
she'll
say?
be
No,
wrong.
no, you're again. That's the wrong.
Yep.
Remember, we're a cooking show, not a dating advice show.
I was thinking I should give dating advice.
That's
Remember, always sneak up where they can't see you from their peripheral
again,
vision,
that's
which is wider than you would think.
that's called stalking.
What?
Is what that is.
It's dating if you leave gifts.
That's technically illegal, so.
Leaving gifts is illegal?
Yeah.
Well, I guess Santa's going to prison.
I mean, technically he would because he's breaking and entering, so that wouldn't afford for him if he ever got caught. Thankfully, he's magical.
Question: how much of a nerd is Mark? I'm gonna step away for a moment. It's like when somebody drops the mic.
Let's say that you had a scale, and on one side of the scale was your, stereotypical jock, Ivy League, A team in sports, that guy. And on the other side was your kind of dungeon crawling D&D video game nerd. Okay, so that guy is on this side of the scale. Mark is somewhere all the way that way. So I wouldn't say I'm a huge nerd. I would say that I don't understand the concept of non-nerdness, and normal people confuse and frighten me. I feel that's accurate. Don't you think, James?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's cool. This dinner needs whiskey. Funny you should say that.
Yeah, that's round
Yeah,
two.
that's going to happen in the near future. I mean, we're only, what, 50 minutes in, so there's plenty of time.
Hanging out drunk.
You can't see this, but James is currently sitting in a chair for some reason, and he can't quite sit upright.
Drunk.
So he's kind of like slipping off the side of the chair. The chair looks like it's in a lot of pain.
Drunk.
And now he's entering something into Facebook. He's totally wasted. So open up a new tab, go to Facebook, and refresh until you see the message James is entering under the SNBC Theater Facebook page. There should be a typo or two.
There was only one.
And now,
That sounds like Nora.
in the way of our people.
Does not like to be on camera. 1 second.
Mm.
I'm gonna black.
It seems.
You're clear. Hello? Oh, that was the other person. You're drunk. The internet is drunk. You're all drunk.
Sit down, James. Sit down, James.
784 people have given us money. 784.
I'll be with you in a moment, Internet.
I love you all. You love me more. Internet.
Let's see.
You're amazing.
Mark, I challenge you must outdrink James.
Let's see it. You're only a bottle in.
I actually need to drive home.
Blah, blah, blah.
And I'm one of the few people in the world that doesn't immediately respond to a dare because he likes the whole being alive thing. Now, on the plus side, I will gladly support my friends in their endeavors because, let's be honest, that's hilarious. James, it doesn't look like you have that much beer.
What? Oh.
Yeah, it looks like there's more beer in that bottle. Oh, look at that. You see, I get out unscathed, and I get the comedy of watching my friend have a great time.
I'm having an excellent time.
Yes, that's going to end well.
Make me noodles.
What did we say about classy time?
Cover them in sticky white sauce.
Nuts?
Make me noodles.
Wait, what?
Make me sticky white noodles
Now
in a creamy sauce.
I don't think you...
As if I had maggot worms
Wait,
in
what?
my testicles. They spray out through my penis and they're like earthworms.
That's appetizing.
Delicious.
Mm-hmm. Classy. Very classy. Mm.
Scavenging for mushrooms is dangerous unless you know where they are. That's right.
So after this, we're going to actually do a nice little bit of pasta. White sauce. What's going to happen? How you doing, everybody? Good? You're alright. You're fine. You're wonderful. Did you know that you're the man? You're the best around. Nothing ever's going to keep you down.
80s.
You have the touch. You have the power.
Quick! Duct tape James's mouth shut and tie him to the nearest cylindrical object. What happens after that?
Don't worry about it. Take your pants off.
I've had a little beer. And also some wine. And also some beer again. Then I was like, hey, Mr. Wine Beer, what if we got together and we made a party?
And what happened?
And that party was called capitalism.
Was it a good party?
No. Unless you had a lot of money.
Oh.
In which case, yes.
Okay.
But otherwise, fuck you.
What's money?
I've heard that it gives you stability and the ability to eventually retire, but I've never seen it.
It's like you're speaking Greek.
It's like a magical Pegasus that flies through the skies, dispensing less stress and futures.
Okay, so money is like less
Jesus.
stress.
Jesus.
Money is like Jesus.
Yes.
Okay.
America.
Money can walk on water?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna have to do some thinking about this money thing. Alright. Internet, it's pasta time.
Pasta time.
Whoop, whoop. That's the main course.
Internet, we're gonna play a drinking game. I'm drunk and you're gonna ask me questions. Okay. And then I'm gonna try to read them even though there was a lot of booze in that bottle of plum wine that I drank almost all of. We're gonna talk about stuff now. I am not drunk. The internet is drunk. I am the only sober man left. So, you can see Mark there in the background. He's cooking food for you live because he loves you. So do I. We're gonna see if maybe you guys have anything that you would like me to talk about. Do my best Mark impression. Okay.
Hey, I don't like where this is going.
Germs, germs. I'm from Barbados. Rum is tasty. Don't set that couch on fire. Don't put butter in those eggs. Blah, 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 blah.
I actually have said all those things. That's pretty accurate.
Are all of the random people we've seen in SMBC sketch actors or just friends? Kind of a mix. As we've gotten more, as we've gotten more polished over the last few years, we've had more and more actors. But definitely at first, a lot of the people you saw were just very close friends of mine who were willing to make the sacrifice of coming out and spending their time for the day doing random things and putting themselves in harm's way. So, 50-50.
Also, you may not know this, but if you find people on the streets and hold a gun to their heads and tell them you have to act or you die, they suddenly become very cooperative. And they're really willing to work for, a lot less than your standard actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark, where's Sheik Abu Shmabu? Tell me. How did I meet the Wiener? So Zach Wiener and I went to high school together. I had been in a seminary prep school studying to be a priest my freshman year of high school, and then lost the faith and ended up in a very nerdy private school in San Antonio called Keystone that Zach had gone to since he was in elementary school. As had our producer Angel Askins and Chasen Chaffin, who color corrects and directs for us, and has also been in a few videos over the time. But yeah, Zach and I met doing theater in high school when we were both 12 and 13. We've been writing together for more than a decade now, and it's just been one of those kinsman situations where we happen to have a very similar sense of humor and outlook on the world in some ways. And I feel like when we write together, we do things that are fun to do. And that's got to be the big line, right? So yeah, I've known Zach for longer than I haven't known him. How weird is that? How did I do in child touching classes in Catholic school? I was never molested, but I was an altar boy. I've been an altar boy. I've been to seminary prep school, all that kind of stuff. And you always heard jokes and that kind of thing, but I never personally experienced it. Obviously, it did happen quite Catholicism was the sect. I was formerly a Catholic in another life. The internet is drunk because Mark didn't drink his plum wine, and James had to cover his ass.
Yes, that is how that works.
John Brents. So John Brents, J.P. Nichol, and Mark Franklin Williams were all in Carnegie Mellon when I went to grad school for screenwriting. there from 2007 to 2009. And when Zach got in touch with me, or when we got to the point where we thought we'd like to do a sketch show, there were a few people from Carnegie Mellon that I thought would do a really good job and be really fun to work with, and just be generally good people. And those are the people that now. Everybody that works for SMBC Theater is somebody that I personally think is worth working with, and that's sort of the defining filter there is that we only want to work with people that we respect and that we think have their own potentials, their own futures. Mark Franklin Williams came out here and lived with us in our apartment. And at first, he would capture footage for us off tapes, and now he's been in tons of fan favorite sketches. And you guys have just given him $15,000 to start a cooking show, and we are just like so happy that it has opened up opportunities, not only for Zach and I, though obviously we are so grateful for that, but also for all the people that we know and love and respect, and think that you guys would love to see more from. So thank you very much. Do I hope that the internet will eventually replace TV? I think that there will come a point where most people get their entertainment from the internet, but at that point, the question of whether or not internet or television is dying will be considered somewhat out of date in and of itself. Who would win in a fight, Mark or Chasen? What do you think, Mark?
Jason? Marley, me or Jason? Oh, I could take that fool. I would bring him down. It's not even a question.
I feel like you would both just like do a little slap fight and then
Listen
cry.
here, Jason. I'm challenging you to a match in the ring. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to come hard. I'm going to come fast. Shut up, James. I'm going to take you down. I'm going to hit you with the stone cold stunner, and you're going to be left on the mat for the 1, 2, 3. And at the end of the night, no one is going to have any question about who the true champion is. So I'll tell you right here, and I'll tell you right now, brother. Can you smell what the mark is cooking? It's pasta.
Get off of the feed, Mary Allison, my cousin. You are underage, and I have had adult beverages. Yay! Someone's drinking with us. Thank you, Griffin Herod. Where do I see myself in my channel in a year? It depends on what channel we're talking about. Broke Eats, a year from now, we'll have Hand to Mouth out. We'll have several other shows out. Hopefully, we'll be growing that channel and giving people that we know and love their own opportunities, and people that we know that you guys already love. SMBC Theater, we're going to have sketches starting here in another couple of weeks. We're going to have, I believe, 15 sketches left for this final season, and then we will be selling probably a third DVD, maybe a box set. We're figuring all that out. And then after that, during the summer, we're going to be releasing some experimental content, just various things from people that you all guys already know, you already love, just projects that maybe they want to try out. We'll have a highlight reel version of Hand to Mouth on SMBC Theater. We might have something from Jason Axon, who directed a ton of our classic sketches. And then we will have Starpocalypse out in 2013, and with Starpocalypse, we're really going to be transitioning into web series. And so for SMBC Theater, the future really lies in web series, high quality, professional, polished web series that we think you guys are going to really enjoy. I can't wait to tell you about the second one, but we don't want to discuss it too much until we have a really solid script. But we have some really big things planned, and some things that we're very excited by, and we hope you guys will be excited by as well. And then maybe we'll come back and talk to you guys about a movie at some point. Wink, wink. But there's a lot left in SMBC Theater. Zach and I are hugely excited for everything coming down the pike in the next few years. We are, thanks to you guys, thanks to everything that you've done over the years, everyone who has followed us, who's encouraged us, who has sent us, not just money, but also has shared us, has told their friends about us, all of that. You've given us this opportunity to continue making you things that we think are worthwhile without having to sell it to a larger corporate entity. And that is a phenomenal freedom. It's something that we truly appreciate very, very much. Let me see here. Mark, are we going to have nude oil wrestling later?
What?
That sounds like a yes.
What? I'm pretty sure I specifically signed no on the contract when that came out.
What?
I'm pretty sure that happened.
I think that one, you didn't read the writer to the contract.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Right?
writer.
Why would you?
Which says you drink anything I say.
You said I didn't need to worry about it because we were friends.
I've been told I'm actually nicer and more coherent when I'm drunk because I'm not trying to be a dick, and that proves that I'm actually more of a dick because it means I'm consciously attempting to be a dick. We have 5 second films. 5 second films. We have some of those folks coming in for some sketches here in the last spring season, which is really exciting. And then I would say that probably that is unlikely to be the last time you'll see. We just really love those boys. We think they're great. So hopefully we will have excuses to work with them again in the future. As it seems like you guys enjoy it, we certainly enjoy it a lot, and they are excellent. If you've not seen 5 second films, go check them out. But not right now, because you only have 2 hours left to help us with hand to mouth at this point. That's right. 2 hours left, and it's all over. So if you've been holding out, this is it. We are at $15,590.
You guys are awesome.
You guys are amazing.
You're awesome.
Thank you so much for all of your support. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for us.
So the fun part about cooking pasta is when you put the pasta in the pot, and you just kind of need to sit there and wait for it to cook. So that's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Is
it
wait.
cooking?
Yeah, you just gotta wait.
Okay. Where's the white sauce?
Your face.
Did you prepare the white sauce?
Your face.
I have some videos if you need help preparing the white sauce. I meant semen.
Oh, okay.
Is what I was referring to.
Thank you for clarifying. It took me
That's
a second.
jism.
Thank you.
Male reproductive liquids.
Again, we are a classy show.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Like pudding.
Uh-huh.
Not really.
No.
If your jism is like pudding, you should see a doctor.
And this is why we probably won't be on Food Network.
What? Food Network wants to talk about jism? Why not?
Pasta is
Starpocalypse. So Starpocalypse is going to be a 40-minute web series. It's going to be in 5 parts. It is going to be awesome. I can't wait to share that with you guys. And what it is designed to be is essentially a pilot for a 40-minute television show. So we hope you guys enjoy it a lot. We would love to do more of it for you again some point in the future. We think after we release Starpocalypse, we have one more idea that we really want to get out there that's a little less special effects driven because we think we can get that going for you guys so we have that a little more consistently. And then Starpocalypse is something we can take back and work on very seriously between updates so that we come out with that in a really strong way since it takes a lot more spaceships exploding. But thank you guys so much for all of your help. Thank you so much to anyone who contributed to Starpocalypse. We are still working on it day and night, and we really take that opportunity very seriously. I'm going to drink more beer while Mark talks.
Okay.
And then Mark is going to make me some cheesy pasta.
Well, I'm going to make pasta.
White pasta.
And I may or may
A
not
little
have
racist that it's white, but he's black, so I guess it's cool.
You
No?
understand, I can't be racist. It's not possible.
Is that true?
Yes.
Like a superpower?
Yes.
What if you like specifically said really horrible things about like Taiwanese people?
No.
Wouldn't that still be racist? No?
No.
That's amazing.
Because me and the Taiwanese, we get each other. We see eye to eye.
Interesting. Pro tip for pasta. If you eat it raw, it will bloat up in your stomach and fill you up longer.
Yes, but you're also eating raw pasta.
Yeah, but
so
when-
it's kind of a...
But are you
it's
miserable?
a give and take.
Let's see. Griffin Herod has had 6 shots of tequila so far.
Nice, excellent.
My Aunt Stacy is also watching this right now. You're welcome for all the jism jokes, Aunt Stacy.
So I feel that since you have family members on the stream, now would be an appropriate time to ask for any embarrassing stories from Jesus' youth.
None exist.
Of which I'm sure there are plenty. So
0.
just go ahead, put that in the chat, and
There are none.
just keep it going.
You look at me in the face, family members. You know better than to do this to me. No. I can open eyes.
Way to prove your point. Way to prove your
I'm
point.
sober. See? Ugh.
But no, seriously, anything you got on, let's say, the formative years of the Ashby experience?
It's really just been a parade of victories
Uh-huh.
from birth to death.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like trombones and
Mhm.
percussion instruments, just going.
Well, I'm sure.
boop-a-doo.
I'm sure in that scenario, your aunt won't have much to say.
That hissing sound is the pot boiling over on the pasta. Mark.
Yep.
That means that it is boiling. Oatmeal, if you eat it raw, will also fill up your stomach. I suppose that's true, but worrisome. Mary Allison Ashby, no embarrassing stories exist. Philippars, you do have like 19 TSAT memberships. We love you. And by the way, a special note to everybody who has donated to us for multiple projects. Thank you guys so much. You are the reason we continue to be able to do this. You know, when people return and are able to help us make projects more than once, it really helps us build that kind of ability to make more and better and ambitious things. And so we really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Patrick Woods, you are also not allowed to tell undergrad college stories.
Oh, no, no. I think this is a great opportunity for everyone to get to know the history of James and get to know James a little bit better.
Your definition of opportunity is different from the definition that people work with.
Look, if my mother was here, she would definitely tell all my embarrassing stories because that's what she does. Unfortunately, my mother doesn't fully understand how to work a YouTube stream. And so it's really sad.
We need to
but
teach her. We need to teach her.
Your family, I think, needs to pick up the slack.
How many Malaysian whores have you been able to purchase and keep chained in your basement from all the Kickstarters you participated in?
Well,
actually,
purchase is a really strong word.
Actually, Sekai, I have not personally paid myself anything
Mm-hmm.
from the Kickstarters. We think of this first year and a half, 2 year period, essentially until we come out with the Starpocalypse, as a proof of concept for our audience that this is a worthy way of funding what we make and helping us make new things. And so we take that very, very seriously, and we have had to use every scrap of the money that you guys gave us to make this product, and we have not spent it on luxuries for ourselves in any way, shape, or form, nor will we. We take this very seriously. At some point, if we continue this, there will come a time where we will have to start paying ourselves out of this in order to continue doing it, just because things, life.
Yeah.
But for this first round, it was very important to us, and we thought it was something of a sacred trust that we go ahead and make sure that we were treating everybody's donations with respect and using them specifically to show you that if you give us money, we'll make you more and better and bigger, more interesting things.
Yeah. Our goal essentially is to take everything we get and put it into this show to give you the show that you deserved and, in essence, you paid for.
Yeah. And there will be masturbation jokes.
There are some things that will never change.
Sorry to disappoint on the lack of Malaysian horror.
Let's just okay. We'll add it to the list of things we'll look into for the future.
We are really? Awesome. So cool.
I thank you for the thought, but please, my mother does not need to understand. I think she's happy at the technological level that she's at currently. She does not need to, shall we say, learn how to access Facebook or learn how to access my Twitter feed.
I think we need to send Mark. Mark's mom needs a tutorial. Interesting. Pasta cooks faster if you simmer it in a shallow pan
Mhm.
instead of boiling it in a large pot. I
Yes.
had not heard that.
That is true.
I didn't know that.
However, I did not want to use any Norris pots.
Yeah. Mm. So everybody, we are now at 1 hour and 40 minutes left in our
Mhm.
Kickstarter. That is very little time. If you've been considering donating, this is it, guys. This
Now's
is the
the time
last
to do it.
chance. We really appreciate it, and you will be letting us do some really awesome stuff here in the new year. So
Yes.
thank you all so, so much. I know that a lot of you already have backed us, and we can't tell you how much we appreciate it. If you have backed us, think about sending a tweet or a Facebook. It's the last hour. This is your last shot to help us out.
Mhm. Yes, send a Facebook. Just one
Send a
giant
Facebook.
Facebook.
Send the Facebooks. On the Facebook. See, quick top 10 list of foods that look like a dog. Okay,
Well, you know
banana,
these. That's right.
cucumber,
Hot dog.
hot
easy
dog,
one.
eggplant.
Right. Wait. I mean, there's something wrong with it, and you need to go to the doctor.
No, it's
then.
cool. It's cool. It's cool. Yellow squash, zucchini, Slim Jim.
You need to go to a doctor again, but for the opposite reason.
Slim Jim. Egg roll.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Corn dog.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And
One more. You can pull it out.
Go-Gurt. Think about it. It's a tube, and when you squeeze it, white stuff sprays out the top.
I think that's a stretch.
Go-Gurt.
I think you're stretching a bit.
Go-Gurt.
Okay.
Go-Gurt. Corey Goupil will donate an additional $25 if we both take a shot.
Do we have anything to take a shot of?
We've got whiskey.
And also, did we just sell ourselves out for alcohol?
What?
Right? Okay. Just making sure.
Yes.
I don't mind. I just want to be sure that's where we were at.
Pretty sure if we were above selling ourselves for alcohol, we would have picked up a different line of work.
Do you have a shot glass? Do we have shot
I have
glasses?
wine glasses.
Okay, we can take a shot out of wine glass.
Mark's gonna get unnecessarily drunk. What is the cheapest meal that can be made? Theft? I would say stealing it is as cheap as you're gonna get. Dumpster diving, Aaron points out. That's a good call.
That is true.
Or forcing someone to love you and then making them make you food.
So this shot may or may not still have a little bit of the plum wine in it.
That makes it better.
Warning.
Where's my pasta?
Your face.
Make me pasta.
3, 2, 1.
Oh. My body did that thing where it doesn't like you after you drink. Will we end up penis fighting by the end of the video? Maybe. Aaron looks worried. No. My breath tastes like whiskey. Mark, I need pasta. I need pasta for my sadness hole. Pasta my sadness hole. That sounds sexual, but it's not. Or is it? Maybe. Let's see. What's your favorite technique to force someone to love you in this scenario? The important thing to do when forcing someone to love you is to figure out what about them makes them self-conscious, and then make them feel that your presence alleviates that lack in themselves. And so it is good to follow someone and detail all of their failings for up to a month without them seeing you, and then present yourself as an amalgamation of the various lackings that they may possess. You're welcome. Well, I gave them great dating advice. I gave them the best dating advice. Will this recording be added as an extra bonus video to the eventual DVD? This is gonna be a 3-hour recording, so that would be a DVD. But we might put it out somehow. I am drinking and reading and drinking. What's that? I'm gonna hug the John tonight. You mean vomit due to excessive alcohol consumption? Super low.
No, he means hug John Grant. Like break into his house while he's asleep.
That tasted like whiskey too. Ah, that tasted a lot like whiskey. Mark, I had too much booze. Bring me pasta. Bring me pasta and I will eat it because I drink booze.
James, are you doing that thing where you're not learning from past experiences again?
It depends on how you define learning.
Learning and not doing the same bad thing you did before.
What is the best food to masturbate with, excluding a hole in a melon?
I'm walking away.
That's an interesting question. That's tricky. I mean, I guess you could use just about any gourd if you were then to line it with lube and like some saran wrap. But that seems like at that point, like you could really hump anything in that scenario. So that's not fair. Spaghetti squash has a gooey, but I've never felt any sort of genital orifice that felt like there were stringy strands. So what? Hi, we're very classy.
Remember, my friend, you
What?
still have to do hand to mouth after dark.
Hand to mouth after. Oh, that's right.
Safe zone.
The last hour is hand to Mark after dark. Hand to mouth, not Mark. Hand to mouth after dark. That's gonna be starting at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Hand to mouth after dark starts. Uh, SS format asks, so you guys can't show labels or you get in trouble. That is correct. S format. It's not necessarily that. I mean, it's basically it's a preemptive measure. I'm sober. You're sober. So it's a little tricky, but basically it comes down to the corporations that own those logos could sue us through 19 walls, and we don't have the cash to defend ourselves.
James,
So it's
bring
better.
the plate.
It's pasta time. Mark's gonna give me a big plate of goo with white sauce. Holy fuck me, there's broccoli. Hey everybody, Mark. Here, I'm gonna make sure you see this really quickly just so you get a sense of what we have going on tonight. We have Mark's delicious creamy pasta with broccoli. Those little bow ties, because that is the classiest pasta. Oh. All right. I'm gonna get to eating some pasta and making some yummy noises. Think of this as like bad amateur porn where they only have one angle. Bow, 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 bow. Ooh.
Food.
That's
Food
good.
is really good food. Now here's the fun thing about food. When you eat it, it makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm.
It is very tasty and quite cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the white sauce was $1.
Yeah, white sauce was $1. Again, generic brand store. Just roll in, find the cheapest thing you can, and boom, you're set. Pasta itself is always cheap, and then the broccoli was also like maybe, only enough, the broccoli may have been the most expensive part. It might have been like $1.50,
But worth it. Totally makes the dish.
and I didn't even use like a third of the amount of broccoli I bought. Mm.
You can also make a version of this if you don't love the white sauce with just butter and Parmesan and broccoli. It's very delicious. Toss a little chicken in there. You've got yourself a meal.
Secret with the additives is throwing the broccoli, shall we say, when the pasta is about half cooked. You don't want to throw it in right at the start, or else you're going to get overcooked broccoli, and that's just not fun.
Mm. When it turns nice and brown. You can see the white sauce in my mustache. You're welcome, universe. Just got a little white sauce caught in my mustache, Mark.
Mm-hmm. Is making your own white sauce. Making your own white sauce is going to be a little bit more upfront, but you're going to be able to use that for multiple dishes. Mm-hmm. So in the long run, it's gonna cost you a little. It's gonna cost you less. We went the classy route today because we're doing the whole Kent Lane.
That's right.
Yeah, we want to elevate things to the $1.50 bottle of pasta sauce.
That's right. That's right, Internet. First, a lovely light tomato soup, and now some creamy, dreamy pasta. Because we don't care if you watch your figure. It's what's inside that counts with us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We know who you really are.
And we love it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the weird, dark, naughty parts you keep on 4chan.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
I'm saying Mark loves horse fucking.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
James,
Hmm?
what did I tell you about doing that thing where you say something that applies to you, but you put my name in the sentence so I get in trouble?
I think it was ha ha ha. That was a great prank. The TSA are such jokesters.
No, it wasn't. It was the opposite. I asked you to stop.
Huh.
You may not have understood me because, the TSA was kind of tasing me at the time. But
It was hard to make you out.
I would like to reiterate, if you could stop doing
Well,
that'd be sweet.
I would just point out that it's a little rude to expect me to remember what you were saying when you were being tased. When you knew I was laughing, you saw me laughing.
That's fair, but that's why I'm reminding you again now.
Mm. Don't worry, Corey. This dinner actually makes us feel poor too. This is our classy dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Hand to mouth will assume that you are at the point where you are dumpster diving for vegetables.
In fact, that's kind of what we do.
Yeah. Let's put it this way.
Let's just say that
This isn't the worst off we've ever been. Not by a long shot.
it's not so much that you go to the store for most of this stuff. It's you go to your neighbors and beg.
You'd be amazing who's willing to give away a cup of flour and thinks of it as nothing.
Mm-hmm.
A cup of flour plus a cup of water plus heat and time equals 2 cups of paste.
Mm-hmm. And you add a little salt and pepper into that paste, and you've got something delicious.
That's right.
That was actually the basic recipes for something I think it was my grandmother used to make. Because again, back in the island, you didn't make ends meet. So she would literally take, it was flour, water, salt, and one other thing that I can't remember. And she would make something called saltwater pancakes. And they were actually good. They were actually good.
Maybe like 1 egg.
Mm-hmm. But it was deliciousness.
Mm-hmm. Mmm. What kind of food would you guys eat if you were filthy rich? I would eat crab legs and steak all the time and die in like a week.
I would say I eat a lot more seafood. I enjoy seafood, but it is expensive and time consuming. But if I'm rich, I don't have to worry about that because other people are doing stuff for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does broccoli and cheese always taste so good?
I'm not sure, but it's one of those cases where it's a combination that just is right.
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate and peanut butter, Starsky and Hutch.
Sex offenders and countries without extradition treaties. What? Huh?
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 Okay,
Mm.
that got weird. Are you gonna teach us how to cook dragon meat and mammoth cheese in Skyrim? That might
Oh,
actually be fun because we were talking about doing
that
a
nerd
show.
show.
We were talking about doing a show where we would take food from video games and cook it live. So we could do some mammoth meat. We could do
We could
some.
totally do that.
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
that could be
Like
fun.
bison, maybe.
Yeah.
Ugh. That's right, everybody. Only an hour and a half left to donate to our Kickstarter. Thank you to everybody who's donated so far. It is such a huge, huge thing for us, and we so appreciate it. We so appreciate that you've come and you're spending your time here this evening with us as well.
Mm-hmm.
So please keep asking your questions, keep chatting with us,
Mm-hmm.
and we look forward to hanging out with you more on our new channel, Broke Eats.
Mm-hmm.
That's where this is streaming from right now. Be sure to go ahead and subscribe to that as well. We're going to have a lot of fun stuff over
And
the
let's
next year.
just say we're already happy that you're going to be coming home with us.
That's right. And you're gonna get comfortable.
Yeah, it's
You
going
know,
to be
it's
nice.
not.
You know what? We're not going to make you do anything you feel uncomfortable with.
Yeah, no, we're not here to push you.
Yeah, we're
We're not
gentlemen.
here to pressure you.
You know?
We're here to open the door and let you step through.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And we are up to $15,686 with an hour and a half left to go.
You guys are
Thank you
awesome.
guys so much for all of your support. We can't tell you how much we appreciate it. Be sure that you refresh the video if it is locked for you. It sometimes does that.
It has something to do with internet ninjas and needing to clear them out of the tubes. It's this weird type of issue.
One pork tenderloin is enough meat to eat chops and roasts for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That is true, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Pork tenderloin can be a reasonable decision. What's the difference between poultry and meat? Cost. Poultry tends to be cheaper than meat. Sometimes.
Yes. In terms of cost, it usually goes, and it depends entirely on where you are. But let's say, on average, you're going to find chicken is cheaper than beef, which is going to be cheaper than some seafood. Turkey, oddly enough, is usually at the bottom of the pile. You
Yeah,
can usually get turkey cheaper than chicken.
and delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love some turkey.
But again, that depends on where you are. If you're on a coastal place, you're going to get fish for super cheap. Um, Again, going back to my time on Barbados, flying fish, you just essentially grab them from the ocean. So that was super cheap. But chicken, that actually was a little bit pricey because.
Interesting. Hmm. So I think the big answer there is find the market where other broke people are shopping, and then look at what their prices are. That's
Mm-hmm.
going to tell you what's cheap in your area, and it really does
Mm-hmm.
fluctuate.
And don't be afraid, because I know for whatever reason some people are, but hit up your farmers markets because you're cutting out the middleman, which means you're going to get a lower price. And most farmers, some of them are a little crazy, but for the most part, they're going to be offering you the best price on the food that they're bringing in. So, hit a farmers market, you're going to be able to get that produce and that meat for a significantly cheaper price, and it's also going to be fresher than if it was chilling in the back room of a Stop and Shop for a couple of weeks.
Tips for cheap booze. If it comes in plastic, it's a worry, but you can make it work.
Right.
Remember, the worse the booze, the more sugary the masking needed.
The funny thing with booze is that there is usually a direct there is usually a direct
Classy.
correlation between price and quality. Now, That doesn't mean that you can't get good booze cheap. Actually, no, that's exactly what it means. But you can make yourself a pretty good cheap mixed drink, and that'll get the job done.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Also, Sailor Jerry's usually sells out relatively cheap and is an excellent rum. Hello. Too classy?
The reason I'm looking at him with disappointment is because, again, as someone who grew up in Barbados, I know rum. Sailor Jerry's does not qualify.
Well, we can't all be, what was the name of the rum? The king of Barbados?
The two.
Who was the king of Barbados? I forget. But who was it, though? Raul Julia, the king of Barbados.
Raul? What?
That's what I remember.
That's not even a name. You just took sounds and ran them together.
Raul Julia is a famous actor, sir.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
What is the nastiest tasting ingredient that you use to make delicious food? Maybe fish sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Fish sauce on its own tastes like rotten fish, but somehow becomes delicious in curries.
Mm. I was about to say Vegemite, but then I thought about everything I put Vegemite into, and I can't honestly call it 100% delicious. It was delicious at the time because I was hungry, but in retrospect.
I'm not drunk.
Sure, yeah.
I think it's time to start on dessert.
No. You need to let it sit
What?
for a little bit. You need to let it settle.
I need 12 scoops.
You don't want to rush these things.
12 scoops of dream.
You don't want to rush these things.
I want a scoop of dreams.
So you're going to sit back a little bit. Yeah, you're going to sit back. You're going to let that pasta just settle in there. You're going to enjoy that. Because the important thing about a classy dinner is spacing out your meal. You want to give the people time to talk, to interact. James is unbuttoning his shirt. That's happening right now.
Need a little breathing room.
That's something you feel
Oh, that's good. That's
This is happening.
You need the air on your tummy. It makes you feel better.
This is live. This is real.
That's people did that. Have you ever tasted prison wine? I have not. Yes, Raul Julia played M. Bison in the Street Fighter movie. That's true.
That was. I wouldn't say that was.
I do need a giant brownie with a scoop of ice cream and chocolate syrup. Music lover 4233, you know me so well.
The Street Fighter movie was my personal. It's like, in my opinion, the pinnacle of the so bad it's good genre.
What?
Oh yeah.
No.
Yes.
You're caveman from the future.
Yep.
You're caveman of the future.
There's a line in that movie that is, and I quote from M. Bison, "The day M. Bison destroyed your village was the most important day of your life. For me, it was Tuesday."
Jesse Poor says, James, we're over here doing shots every time your belly shows. If you don't put that button back, we're all likely to die of alcohol poisoning.
James,
take it in!
James, you're killing people.
Keep drinking!
James, if you kill them,
More
they will not be able to watch the show that
alcohol!
we're making for them.
Yes. Alcohol for everyone. You're welcome, universe.
Alright. So now we're going to move on to dessert. Like I said, this is going to be called sadness mush or depression mush. I forgot what I called it at the start of the stream. So when the stream's done, go back and see if it lined up. And if it didn't, don't tell me because honestly, I'm not going to care that much. But it is time for dessert.
Yours world, he's the man. Toot, 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 toot. You know you want to watch that. How could you not want to watch that? Everyone's drunk tonight, not me. Raul Julia was also in the Addams Family. Mark, read a book. So Mark is now making sadness mush, which actually sounds very exciting, as it involves both Cool Whip and chocolate milk mix. Aaron, do you think that that sounds exciting? Yes, everyone does. Are you sure that this white sauce isn't mayonnaise?
Yes.
Are you sure it's like 100% sure?
I'm sure enough.
Two
that
fingers.
I'm not willing to tell anyone.
Four fingers. Um. I'm keeping it classy while you're away, Mark. Um.
All right, internet. If he does
Ooh.
anything to make you uncomfortable, let
Extra.
me know.
It's
Okay?
extra creamy whipped
Don't
topping.
let him bully you. Tell an
Mm.
adult.
Like here's the thing about eating babies is that like if you're counting whole babies that you've eaten, then that's a low number. But did you know that there's a certain percentage of baby that can be put in any lunch meat and it still just counts as turkey? In that sense, we've all eaten dozens upon dozens of babies. How are you, Internet? Is anybody else drunk out there? Is anybody else eating at the moment? If you are eating, what are you making? What are you eating? What are you doing? Why don't you call anymore? I'm so lonely. Mark burp. That wasn't me. It wasn't. It was Mark. We're now up to $15,746, guys. Thank you so much for all your support. This is really tremendous and really amazing. We appreciate it so much. We have 78 minutes to go now. We're counting down the minutes now. 78 minutes. That's only 18 minutes left for Mark to have a shirt on.
What?
Yep.
What?
18 minutes left of Mark with a shirt on.
Wait, what?
And then an hour of deliciousness.
What are you talking about?
What?
Huh?
I didn't promise anything.
Hey.
Hi. Nick 2000 is shit hammered drunk and loves our live streams.
Yay! Wait, I think those two things are closely related. I'm pretty sure one direction leads to the other.
That's right. I only have the classiest of comedy burps due to my training. Don't try this at home unless you live alone and no one loves you, and then kind of do what you want, right? I mean, that's the one benefit. That's right. Please remember, everybody, if you donate $100 or more, you will have your recipe named after you in the cookbook. That's something we just announced this evening. That's special information. If anybody out there wants to donate 100 or more, you too can be immortalized in our digital cookbook. We now have 77 minutes left. 77 minutes. Can you feel the tension?
So this is a delightful recipe.
Ooh.
You literally take the cheapest brand of whipping cream, or shall we say Cool Whip, but not actually Cool Whip, the generic stuff, and you just add in a packet of hot chocolate powder.
This is super good.
Mm-hmm. And you get something resembling a dessert.
It's like melted chocolate ice cream that never fully melts. Like the Han Solo stasis field of chocolate ice creams.
Mm.
I like it.
So yes, it is delicious.
Mm.
It is cheap. And when you eat it, you can pretend that you're eating it because you want to.
It's kind of like a Frosty.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Mm.
Mm.
Bowl of cream, I love you. Mm.
So we are very happy and excited right now. A
Yeah.
three-course meal, and let me just say, when I checked out, I don't know how it all played out, but when I checked out, everything for this three-course meal came to $12 total.
Which for two people for a classy date, not bad.
Uh-huh.
And you could totally stretch a lot of that stuff into three or
Well,
four
that's the
meals.
thing. It's like, and we didn't use all of the ingredients. So a lot of this stuff we can reuse for a couple of recipes in the near
Except for the sadness pudding, which we're going to make more of soon.
future.
Mm. Nice. Ben Fist of Crosa ate pork chops earlier that his roommate bought. Well done, sir.
That is the way to play. Excuse me, sir. Are you happening to have dinner at the moment? Excellent.
What?
Well, certainly you are my best friend. Let us converse.
Oh, how
Oh,
lovely.
oh dear, you need some help with that? Well, I was going to leave, but now that you need some help to take care of that pasta, I will gladly take it off your hands.
Mm, that was good. This is our classy dinner. We're allowed to have whipped topping tonight.
Yes, tonight we are not really worrying about the health food aspect of things. Though I guess the tomato soup was healthy.
Tomato soup was healthy.
Yeah.
We're up to $15,831.
Mm-hmm. You guys are awesome. You rock. Thank you.
Amazing. Mm. I'm sucking mousse out of my mustache.
So this is how we do luxurious.
Mm.
This is essentially our version of caviar.
Mm. I love you, generic Dream Whip. Mm. I'm going to rinse my hands. Stay classy, Internet. Stay classy as fuck. Oh, so ask us more questions, Internet. Let us know what you would like to think.
Indeed.
I'm gonna rinse my mustache out.
So that's gonna be all night.
I'm good.
This is gonna end well. So yes, let us know any questions you have, Internet, as we wrap this up. Again, thank you so much for joining us. I think James is dying, or we got a new elephant. I'm not sure, one or the other. But we're so glad you were able to join us for these last 3 hours. And it was so much fun running this Kickstarter with you guys. Thank you so much for your help. Uh, the feedback has been just absolutely amazing. Let's see. Any chance of an episode dedicated to cheap but delicious mixed drinks? I think so. I don't know if we'll necessarily do a hand to mouth episode, but we will definitely on the channel have some mixed drinkage going on. And we'll be looking for ways to take your standard mixed drink and cheapify, I make it that a verb, cheapify it for our needs. Let's see. How does Mark's personal kitchen? Well, let me put it to you this way. Um, my stove works sometimes. Uh, I don't have something resembling an oven because it's broken, and if I try to turn it on, it would explode. But that's okay because I have a toaster oven and one countertop and a sink, and that is my kitchen. A pasta episode. Actually, didn't we have a pasta episode up? What happened?
We have it. I'll find it.
I think we actually do have a pasta episode. So look through some of those hand-to-mouth classics, see if that's there. If not, maybe the episode was stolen by the internet trolls. I'm not sure where it went.
Also, Everyone's drunk with James.
You totally
Sober.
missed James nearly falling over in an
So
attempt to walk straight.
we should also say very quickly, a lot of you guys have actually increased your pledge just today.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for your generosity. That's so phenomenal of you.
Mm-hmm.
And in 9 minutes, hand to mouth after dark starts.
That's right. So we're going to turn the lights down and we're going to get a nice little.
Mm. I'm gonna move my tie in a circle.
What does that do?
Sexy time.
I think there's more to the
Moving my tie like a
I
sexy
think you need to do a
man.
little bit more than that. I think there's
Sexy
some.
time and time.
Okay.
Bourbon plus cup equals bourbon in a cup.
Yes, it does.
Mm.
Remember, the classiest thing you can drink out of is a red Solo cup.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that BPA free?
It's classy because if you drop it, you don't break it, so you can get more.
What about gummy bear vodka?
Mm. I have never had that, but I have heard from people who have, and apparently it's delicious.
Really?
Yes. However, I'm going to be honest, I'm not the biggest vodka fan.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What is your booze of choice?
You
Rum?
know, yep.
Rum.
It's in my blood.
Pirate.
Mm-hmm.
So if I suggested that I wanted another bowl of this,
Mm-hmm.
would there be more?
I mean, it's pretty easy to put together. So.
I'm gonna make more.
Okay.
But first I'm gonna wait for after dark, and then I'm gonna make it shirtless. Still tie, still a jacket, just no shirt.
Mm-hmm.
That's what sexy time looks like.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
I can only see that ending well.
Does 16K equal one pro tips video?
It's all right.
Yeah.
Part of the reason we kind of made the line 20K is purely a scheduling thing.
Yeah.
Um,
If we do one, we might as well do five, but getting everybody there to do it
mm,
is the big challenge, and getting
right.
the space and all that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, that stuff isn't cheaper if we're just doing one.
Right.
That being said, when we come up with a way to make you some sort of a video to
Mhm.
show you different techniques, we'll probably figure
Yeah.
something out. But it won't be as polished as those 5 videos would have been this time around. But this is only the first begin.
Mhm.
This is the beginning, darlings. We're gonna do
Yeah.
this, and then we're gonna see what happens next.
And the thing to keep in mind is that when we're done with the hand to mouth episodes, we're not going anywhere.
That's right.
Part of the reason we created the Bro Keats channel is
Mhm.
we're going to be sticking around. We're going to be doing that website, and we're going to be doing more of these hangouts, more videos. And, we'll be on your screen. Don't
That's
worry
right.
about
If you subscribe to Broke Eats, you subscribe to hanging out with us
it.
and
If I
doing
spend
awesome stuff.
$100 on hand to mouth, will girls love me? Yes.
Clearly,
Duh.
I mean more than they do now.
Yes.
However much they do now, slightly more than that. Yeah.
1,000? Maybe. 1,000 is in quotes, but definitely plus something. Yes. Numbers. Math.
Mm. Red Solo Cup.
So if you're having feed issues, remember refresh. I don't know why we're having issues tonight, but that's the internet sometimes.
I'm so
What's going on? What are you doing?
I'm gonna read somebody's post, but then here it is.
Pinky's up. That's correct.
So many people are talking, I can't keep track.
I see a question there, Mark. What made you interested in this project? Oh, I was always interested in doing some form of a cooking show, just because uh, I have a couple of recipes from my time, shall we say, not being able to feed myself. Um, so doing a cheap cooking show was kind of fun. And when I mentioned that to James, he was also excited by the idea. So we kind of just got a couple of cameras and put it together.
Where is your dessert bucket?
My dessert bucket, you say?
Where?
Excuse me for a moment, Internet. I need to make sure James doesn't hurt himself.
Red Soda. Where is it? There it is. Dessert bucket. Ah! Spoons are complicated, man. I think. Ah! I saved some for you. No, I threw them back. Red Solo Mark. He'll mark you up. Red Solo Mark. Hi, guys. Ah. So this is what it looks like beforehand. It's just some powder on some whipped cream.
Right, and then you mix it up. Mix it up. Stir it up. Boom, boom, boom. Little darling, stir it up. Boom, 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 boom. And when you're done stirring it up,
Mmm.
he's eating it.
Mmm. Why did you move from Hand to Mouth show to Broke Eats? We did it because we think we have ideas for shows beyond Hand to Mouth, and we wanted to be clear that the channel is about uh, people who are financially struggling and eating, but that there are a lot of different ways of looking at that. Hand to Mouth is one that we're very excited by, but we have some other show ideas that we'd also love to do.
Right. So it's not just going to be hand to mouth on this new channel. It's going to be a couple of new shows, and we're going to hopefully be able to bring you something really cool and really exciting.
Yeah. And an excuse for me to eat fried waffles.
Wait, what?
Fried waffle show,
Wait,
starring James.
You can't just do a show that's fried waffles every week. You have to. You need to expand on that.
Patrick Woods, who is one of my experts on classiness, says that when the tie is loosened, you should undo on the top buttons. However, it's 7:58.
You're not sure you're ready for that yet?
And 7:58 means it's almost time for the after dark.
Oh yeah, we're
to
getting
start.
there. What are you doing?
Ooh. That's right. It's time to get unbuttoned. It's time to just, like, we're going to start here. We're just going to start, you know,
Okay, all right.
a little relaxed. Just like, you know, like we're wearing 3 layers of shirt. But one of those layers of shirt is my hairy belly.
On the plus side, that is what keeps you warm in the winter.
It's true. It also fends off predators. Due to the smell.
Yes, you should subscribe to Broke Eats now. Do it. If you're not subscribed to Broke Eats, do it. We're going to be bringing you a lot of awesomeness and hilarity in the near future.
We might be saying subscribe to Broke Eats. 1 second. Shirt's coming off.
Oh, there. Here we go. All right. Boom.
Sexiness.
I've been really trying, darling. Trying to fight this feeling for so long. And if you feel like I do, baby, come on. Let's get it on. Ow! Let's get it on. Let's get it on. This is actually amazing what you're missing here. Let's get it on. Ooh. Let's see. Cheap Chinese food recipes. Yes, that can definitely happen in the near future.
Oh, yeah.
No.
It's totally possible to have
not.
cheap Chinese food.
James, you are killing people right now.
Why? With my sexiness? Am I too sexy for you, Internet? Is it too hard to withstand the gale force winds of my sexy? 15,905. Thank you, guys.
You guys are incredible.
Amazing. I am the sexiest that ever there was.
And ever will be.
That is accurate.
Okay.
Who else could be sexier?
I mean, do you want me to give you the list? Because we only
Cream.
have an hour left, and
Cream, cream,
it's gonna
cream.
take a while.
Put the cream in my mouth. Chocolate cream. So is this the dessert that like little Mark would get when he got home from school?
Mm-hmm. See, this dessert was what my mother needed to do because she needed to make a dessert. She needed to make sure it was cheap, that she'd be able to stretch the ingredients, and she also had to deal with the bratty son who was tired of ice cream and wouldn't shut up about it. So all those elements together led to this.
Corey Goupil says $50 for James to take the jacket off. Keep the tie though. Okay. Wait.
You need to do a little more than that, James.
If we get more than 16,000,
Okay, that's a challenge.
I will take the jacket off.
Oh, James just dropped the mic.
That's right, 16,000, jacket comes off.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he didn't actually drop the mic because the mic's over there, but he metaphorically dropped the mic.
Yeah.
Chocolate cream needs to be, oddly enough, that is what they call me on some parts of the script.
Welcome chocolate cream to the stage.
And by that I mean that's my stand-up comedy name.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's what I meant too.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, stand-up comedy is what I meant.
Good, because that's what I was talking about. James, it is like they're paying a cam girl.
We already promised to play Existential Crisis and Dragons at the 16,000 mark. Well, you'll get 2 things for 1.
Yeah.
I'm very generous.
And let's be honest, James taking off his shirt kind of feeds well into the Existential Crisis and Dragons.
You were spending your Monday night watching a shirtless man beg for money on the internet. -3.
Oh, we're almost there.
16,000. Oh!
Do it, James. Now tease him. Tease him a little bit. You don't want to just take it off at once. Yeah, that's right. You want to start. Oh. Oh. Okay. Which way is he gonna go? Who knows what's gonna happen? Ah.
That's right. This just got to be the sexy After Dark portion of the show. Welcome to Hand to Mouth After Dark. I'm going to go post a little announcement while the fans convince Mark.
I think we need to bring on the mood light in a little bit here. If we're going.
I will be the existential master, and you shall be our players. First person who responds wins. We're starting with 20 life points.
Okay, all right.
You awaken on a Monday morning. Through the crust that is assembled in your eyes, you hazily make out that you have woken up late, and that your hangover means that you are about to have the worst possible Monday you have ever had as a stock boy for a grocery store.
Ooh.
Bum, bum, bum.
All right, so what stats does a stock boy for a grocery store have?
Stats are your wits and 20 points of thinking it's worth living.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you do first? Let's see here. Jesse Poor says, I call my work and make an excuse to have time to take coffee and shower.
Oh, well, we know what his boss is going to say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so you call your place of work. Mm-hmm. Roll a d20.
All right.
Oh, it's a 2. Your boss points out that you've called in late 4 times in the last 2 weeks, and that if you don't show up on time today, he's going to dock your pay and make you refile and re-alphabetize things that he could have a computer do, but fuck you. As you scramble into the shower, desperate to make it to work on time, to prove that at least this one time your mother doesn't have to be disappointed in you, you slip and hit your head. Roll a d20.
13.
13. You awaken on the floor, a bloody pool of blood, being what a bloody pool is usually made of, surrounding your head. As you pick yourself up off the ground, two thoughts occur to you. One, you've not been working long enough to get health insurance from your employer. And two, you're probably late for work. What do you do?
All right. I think we should mention that there are two things in the bathroom. A first aid kit and a giant roll of one-ply toilet paper.
Yes. Wait for the best response. I'm going to put a postage on Facebook.
No, we're doing the first response. So if you want it to be the best response, be fast. Yeah. All right, let's see what we got here. I'm going to get close. All right. While masturbation is always hilarious, we can't quite continue the story with that. So, James Ashby, we are going to run to work despite bleeding profusely from our head. Now, note, we're going to immediately run to work. We're not going to stop and do anything.
Okay. So, you scuttle up from the floor of the shower, blood and water pooling about your hands, and toss on your dress shirt. You are halfway to work when you realize two very important things. One, you did not put on pants. Two, your shirt is now ruined from the massive amount of blood pouring down your neck and what looks like a very nasty head injury. In a desperate attempt to staunch the blood, you hold one hand to your bleeding head as you walk in, attempting to act casual while entirely pantsless in the office. You sit at your desk, blood spurting hard enough to splatter against your monitor, and attempt to act cool. When your boss approaches, roll a d20.
4.
4? Your boss points out that another person that is more attractive to you and that gives them oral sex is vying for the same promotion at work that you are.
The plot thickens.
It is unlikely that you will be able to beat them in that God has not graced you with a beautiful physique, and thus other humans treat you with disdain and hatred.
Also, you're not that good at blowjobs.
What do you do?
This is the battle theme.
Oh, here we go. Let's see. I'm picking sabotage the other person's lunch. Mark, roll a d20.
16.
16. You're in luck. Your competitor at the office space is drinking chocolate milk that day. A perfect place to hide chocolate laxatives. As you crush the laxative up and blend it with their chocolate milk, a brief moment of clarity strikes. Roll a d20.
Oh, natural 20.
Natural 20? Though the moment of clarity suggests that it is entirely petty and horrible of you to attempt to destroy the digestive tract of another human being for your corporate greed, you are able to shake this off through years of television watching and antidepressants, and continue to blend the laxatives into your coworker's drink, leaving it in the refrigerator for them to find later. As you sit at your desk waiting to hear from the opponent who is currently chugging their chocolate milk, you open up the internet And before you can stop yourself, you've gone to Reddit. You briefly realize that you're wasting your life looking at cat pictures and poop jokes. What do you do?
Roll do you do?
What do you do? Dextrose42 says, watch an angry fat man cook ramen on YouTube.
All right.
Excellent choice. Through restoring your love of life and the joy of existence through your YouTube ramen fat man video watching, you have gained 2 points to your life score.
Nice.
However, when you catch yourself absent-mindedly masturbating to said video,
What?
it brings upon great questions as to both your sexuality and your leniency on fat dudes.
Yeah.
-4 as you contemplate how lonely you must be to want to slurp ramen out of his chest hair.
Yeah, and that's -4 to self-confidence, so that's kind of a big hit. So at this point, the boss has to come by and talk about the whole bleeding from the head thing, probably. I think you might want to mention that. That's been going on for a while. I mean, it's been 5 hours.
Go to an information part of Reddit to at least have some consolation and feel accomplished. Very well.
All right, but does it work is the question.
Yes, roll a d20.
Ooh, 3.
You attempt to write in the URL for a useful Reddit. Unfortunately, as you start to type, it immediately clicks you into Reddit Gone Wild. Before you can do anything, you are staring straight up the vagina of your 4th grade math teacher. As you stare into that dark corridor, the fact that you are now in your mid-30s working in a grocery store dawns upon you. The shaking takes you, and you black out on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
When you wake up, you are covered in semen, which would be better if you had pants on, but you don't. So it's just you in a pool of semen and tears on the floor of the stockroom. When your boss enters, you look up, covered in blood and jism and horror, and think to yourself, what will I say? And you say, what?
I think this is an important moment, so I think this requires boss music.
The answer I like best is make an internet video, get YouTube famous.
Alright, what happened?
As your boss screams at you loudly enough and hard enough for the vein in his forehead to throb rhythmically, you realize, hey, wait a second, this is hilarious, and if I had it on videotape, I could quit this shitty job and start a new life on the internet, making broke food videos for awesome people.
Wait, this is...
And so you record as he says things like, James, put your pants on, and James, don't masturbate in the grocery aisles, and James, stop shooting that gun off when
Because I
you're not
don't
supposed
remember
to.
naming the main
And you nod to
character.
yourself and you say, "You're right, boss.
Do I know
I,
this?
I, James Ashby, am too good
Wait,
for this. Too good
Ashby?
for stocking shelves.
That
I
sounds
will
familiar.
return to my life of masturbating and making penis jokes on the internet."
It
And at
sounds
that
like you were
moment, you
given this.
realize you were James Ashby all along. The magic was in you. And
Huh?
so you ascend to heaven.
I don't think.
And there, you wake up on the floor realizing that nope, 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 nope. You were just jisming again in your sleep, and your boss was waiting for a response. It turns out you're fired, and without suitable employment, you will soon be homeless. You return home to drink whatever whiskey you have left in your refrigerator and develop a new life plan. -10. You are now at 10 life points.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
I think they use that together.
What do you
You
do?
need a new life plan. That's you.
That's right, that's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. Full new life plan.
Yeah.
Can't fuck around on that.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
I would start investing in hobo combat.
That's something you can feel like invest in.
I mean, you start small, but eventually you build a small cadre of fighters, and you grow. I mean, UFC had to start somewhere.
Go to Craigslist. You browse Craigslist looking for another job and quickly learn that you could easily gain employment either in the high growth areas of self-employed internet sales or various foreign financial scams.
Hmm.
Make your choice.
Well, I think the choice is obviously honestly.
Or more pornography. Just pornography.
Well, that is that a third
Just
option?
a sloshing tub of porn.
Well, like I say, is that an actual option or just something they're going to be doing anyway? Because I think both options eventually lead to. You know what I'm saying?
Go to the local park, try to woo women there.
All right.
You stumble to the park, blood still spurting from your head injury, with no pants and jism crusting on your thighs.
Mm-hmm.
At the park, weirdly, women are not particularly open to conversation,
Where?
which is very stuck up of them. Can't they see you're a nice guy?
Mm-hmm.
As you scream, "I'm a nice guy, now suck my penis," at the
Mm-hmm.
top of your lungs at a Girl Scout camp,
Probably not wise.
the police mace you in the face.
Yeah. They came
As
out of nowhere.
As you tumble, you realize you can't afford a lawyer, and the next thing you know, you're in court before a judge. How do you plead to being charged with screaming at girls to suck your penis while clearly intoxicated and bleeding from the head?
Hmm. That's a tricky one.
Mhm. By the way, -5 points for being arrested and not being able to say at least that never happened.
Ooh, five
That's
life
right.
points left.
5 points left.
You got to be careful here. All right, pleading for insanity.
Alright, in your desperation, you decide your best chance is to convince the police that you are insane.
Let's see how that plays out, shall we?
Thinking through your Rolodex of potential ways to prove insanity, you realize that you have access to no props,
Mm-hmm.
and that just saying something won't prove it. So, you pull your pants down
Mm-hmm.
and mash your butthole against the grate between you and the police officers before spraying a stream of diarrhea-laced goo out of the back of your ass and into the police officers while screaming, "Only crazy people poop on cops. Only crazy people poop on cops." They believe you
Mm-hmm.
and take you to a mental health ward where they convince you that you have always been crazy and that's why you kept doing terrible things. -3 for allowing somebody else to tell you what to do. You're down to 2 life points. Scramble, everyone! We're about to go over the cliff.
Woo! 2 life points is tricky, man. There's not a lot to build with them.
Right. Can't mess it up when there's 2 life points.
Mm-hmm. I mean, one time I did have 2 life points left, but I was lucky enough to roll a natural 20 when I went through the drive-thru at Wendy's.
Observant people point out that we are not wearing pants. You're right. I should have said underwear. I apologize. Good catch, everybody. I'm gonna.
You're gonna what? No. All right, that's fair, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, everybody, we're in the final 40 minutes. There's just 40 minutes left to help us with hand to mouth. If you guys have considered doing it, this is the time. It'll be a huge help to us. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Please consider donating. What's funny? What's funny? You're drunk. Become the magical girl you've always been. That night, hopped up on antipsychotics, no longer with hope of freedom. You decide to chop off your penis. This seems like a bad decision.
Wait, what?
It seems controversial, but what you have to understand is you're on a lot of drugs at this point, and so far your penis has not led you to excellent decisions.
I mean, is
one
that
would say.
necessarily
And
where...
so you have decided to
Okay.
remove your penis, and thus become the manic pixie dream girl you have always assumed you are. As you chop off your penis,
Again,
the world begins to spin and gray out. You hear a final wet thump before losing consciousness. When you wake up in the morning, you are the magical girl you have always wished to be. Except that is not how gender reassignment works. And instead, you just have a giant bloody hole where your penis used to be. And you're slowly bleeding to death. But luckily, in your mind, you've achieved nirvana.
But you still lose those last 2 life points.
And thus, you win, in a sense.
But
In a larger sense, you bleed to death from chopping off your own
yeah,
penis.
that's
So that's two sides, one coin.
Yeah, it really
I guess is what you would say.
But I guess you have a happy thought as you sink into the everlasting embrace of nothingness.
And so ends our round of Existential Crisis and Dragons. Again, guys, thank you so much for all of your help. We'd love to chat with you about a little more of hand to mouth. I'm going to get a glass of water.
Okay.
Ask Mark about his classy questions.
The thing about this game is, whenever you're done, you kind of feel like you need a drink.
What's the matter? Did I make you see the truth? Water time for James.
Get some water. I can get some whiskey.
Just 37 minutes left now, Super Pals. This is a big, big moment for us. Thank you guys so much for all your help. We really appreciate it.
And again, as we come to the end of the Kickstarter, and I can't believe I'm going to have this little conversation with the current state of our stream, but as we come to the end of the Kickstarter, I want to again thank you for all your support throughout the entirety of the Kickstarter. When we first launched it, we knew we were taking a bit of a risk, but we felt that we had some support. And through like the last month, it's become clear just how, steady that support was. So you guys are awesome. We thank you so much for being able to help us out. And we're really looking forward to giving you a show giving you the show that you deserve.
Yeah. Wait, better than that.
Wait, what?
Some of them are scumbags.
Oh,
they
right.
gave us money. So
okay.
More than you deserve.
We want to give you a good show. That was close. Thank you for that catch. Wow.
Woo. Yeah, you probably deserve jail time for giving us money, but we don't want you to get that. Mark, what is your favorite, Star Trek or Star Wars? Star Wars is the obvious answer.
I'm going to be honest. I appreciate Star Trek, but Star Wars always has a special place in my heart.
Boom!
Here's the thing.
Because it's better.
I understand sci-fi, but I kind of appreciate the sci-fi fantasy. Because how can you go wrong with what's essentially magical space wizards
Dragons in
with
space.
swords? Magical space wizards with swords, people. Come on!
It's not a controversial point. So far, 809 people have donated to this Kickstarter. You guys are amazing.
You're awesome, guys.
Thank you so much. And 914 people have subscribed to our new channel. You guys definitely want to subscribe for all the new content we're going to have up. It's going to be awesome.
That's your shot ever.
What did you just take a shot of? How you doing?
Don't worry about it. You're fine.
I'm going to get water.
Okay. You said that like 5 minutes ago.
What? Mmm. Mmm.
So you're going to have to excuse us for a moment. The comments are catching up for us here. We are literally like, what, 5 minutes behind right now?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to catch up in a second. I think we hit a time stream.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we're warping ahead. Warping. Mm. Corey Goupil has finished his crown royal. Excellent, Corey.
Have you ever seen and enjoyed Rocky Horror Picture Show? Yeah, I saw it. I had the time warp dance. That was a cool little dance.
What? Rocky Horror Picture Show is awesome.
Yeah.
There's acceptable boobs when you're a child in the desert with no boobs.
Let's do the time warp again. This thing.
Mark,
This thing.
what side of Force D are you?
What?
Forked? Force
Oh, the
D?
Force? I'm gonna be honest. I'm on the light side. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
Because the light side gets
That's
the
the
green.
wussy side.
The light side gets the green lightsaber. And the green lightsaber is bad fucking ass. Thank you.
But
I just dropped some science on you, fool.
what?
Can't deny that.
No.
Yeah.
I can deny a lot of things. My denial skills are legendary.
I wish I could argue against that. However, I would say you will never let logic stop you.
Never. Logic is for the weak. Logic is the mind killer. A lot of people are saying, Mark, take off your shirt. I'm just saying. A lot of people. But they're not offering money yet.
Yeah,
I feel like you gotta pony up.
Here's the thing. This isn't given away. It's earned.
So we have to do something wrong? Is that how that works? Time. 30 minutes to go.
Are we hitting the last? Oh yeah, we're in the last half hour. Last half hour. Thank you guys so much for your support this entire time. So apparently the chat has become a steady stream of requests for me to take my shirt off. Um, again, I am flattered. We'll see what happens in the near future. But again,
If we hit
has to be earned.
1700, I'll take his shirt off.
Has to be earned. Does Mark still have the power to find anything erotic? Is that really a power, or is it just like how you live life? I mean, if you really look at it, everything can become erotic. I mean, this glass. Look at the curves on this thing. How it shines brightly in the light. Smooth edges. Oh yeah, that's nice. Oh, and I see that you're not so wet on the inside there, aren't you? Let me just get a little. Oh yes, glass. I'm taking you home tonight. See, that's how you do. It's very simple.
Were you mouth fucking a glass again?
What?
Nothing.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and now there's a counter movement for me to keep my shirt on. So this is fascinating.
Whatever.
It's like the Civil War of Mark's shirt.
Mm. Apply what theory to James? The theory of how sexy I am? We had a fancy dinner with you, Mark. How much more do you need? I will pay $5 if Mark takes his shirt or James puts his on. I tell you what, if we get to 16,200,
What are you doing?
I will put my shirt back on. How's that sound? That's right. You got it off.
Are you just awkward?
Now you gotta put the genie back in the bottle.
I don't think you understand how it works, James.
Right. That's right. You give me another chunk of money goes back on, and then I'll sell it off again. No problem. Mark, is winter coming?
Well, winter's already here. Spring is coming. That actually sounds a lot less intimidating.
Corey Gruppel points out that he paid good money for me to take it off. And I've had it off for an hour, Corey.
Oh, so what's going to happen now is there's two wars being fought right now.
Right.
One over my shirt and one over your shirt. And it seems like the winners of one is going to kind of heavily influence the winner of the other.
It's probably true. This really is becoming like every strip club experience I've had. That's right, Corey. Checkmate. We are the new cam girls. Hanging
Hand to mouth,
out.
cheap eats, and sexiness.
That's right. What more do you want from life other than cheap eats and sexy? 150 now. You guys are awesome.
You guys are heroes.
Only 27 minutes left. 1 second.
What does he do? Oh. God. Oh, God. James, stop it. That doesn't go there, James.
I'm good.
James, what are you... James, put your pants on. On. It's the opposite of off. Oh. Oh. Oh, that computer is never going to be the same.
No.
Thankfully, it's not my house.
No.
Thank you, Chris. This is the best telethon ever. I think, PBS can learn something from the way we do things. Instead of having some old people on, give us money and we'll give you a bag. We have shirtless James and whiskey.
16,203 with 26 minutes left, guys. If you haven't donated yet, this is your last chance. If you have donated, thank you so much.
For romance.
Oh, yes. This is the sexiest telethon ever.
That's what I'm saying.
Same.
I'm just saying, PBS should hire us.
What show would we raise money for PBS?
Well,
I want to do the McNeil Lair Hour. Why should you give money to PBS? Wrong!
I want to do the raise money for those documentaries that have nothing to do with anything. Like, they're really informative, but they're informative about stuff like growing broccoli in the 1840s.
What? 16,203. We get to 17. I'll take Mark's shirt off. That's right.
Wait, go down for a minute. Mr. Bare Naked, the second you clicked on this stream, you knew what you were getting yourself into.
Also, your name is Mr. Bare Naked,
That's
which
fair.
suggests that when somebody walks by and sees two half-dressed dudes on your computer screen, they're just going to say, oh, I see you're watching pornography, and walk on.
Let's see. Will we ever do fantasy themed dishes? I think we mentioned this once on the stream, but we'll mention it again. There is an idea going around of taking dishes from, video games and maybe even potentially fantasy novels and bringing them to life. So, you know, if there's a dish in Skyrim or Final Fantasy or the Wheel of Time series, uh, we might be able to make that into a reality.
Like badasses
Mm-hmm.
who eat novelty food.
Yes.
Novelty food badasses.
Okay,
Novelty.
James.
Can we make Hobbit food?
Sure, we can make hobbit food.
I want to make Hobbit food.
You understand that that's not eating a hobbit.
Do we ever watch any abridged series on YouTube? I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Ah, allow me to explain.
Okay.
Did I mention I'm a bigger nerd than you?
Apparently.
Oh!
What?
Oh!
Lies.
The abridged movement is taking well-known anime series and cutting them down into short, easily digestible 5-minute chunks, usually for the purpose of comedy. One of the most well-known was Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, done by one Ripple Kuribo, where the famous line, "Screw the rules, I have money," was born.
That's a good line.
Yeah, that's a good line.
That's a good message for the world.
Another well-known one is Dragon Ball Z Abridged, well-known due to the high quality of its voice actors.
Oh, really?
Indeed.
When you say high quality, are you being sarcastic right now?
I am not. Team 4-Star is actually quite skilled in what they do.
Cool.
And many have stated that whenever they watch the original Dragon Ball Z, they mentally replace the voices with that of Team 4-Stars.
That sounds exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't do that. Will the cookbook include James's Parmesan popcorn? Very likely. But it was a delicious treat.
What did you do?
What you do is you make popcorn.
Okay.
You pour a lot of butter on it.
Okay.
And then Parmesan.
Is that really a recipe? Does that qualify?
Oh, it's a recipe. A recipe for deliciousness. Cheap traditional word fare.
Yeah,
we may actually, I think one thing about Hand to Mouth, we have 8 episodes that we're going to do full scale, but we have tons more stuff to share than that. So one thing about the web series site and about Broke Eats as a channel is it's going to let us make a lot of shows, some perhaps that are a little lower budget than Hand to Mouth, but that still impart good recipes. I know I did a lot of researching kind of peasant fare and lower class fare from across the world. And that kept me alive for a long time. I'd love to make you guys some borscht, and maybe some tabbouleh or some hummus. I don't know. What about you, Mr. Mark?
I think that's definitely possible. And one thing to keep in mind is now that we hit 15K, we're going to be able to put some time into that cookbook. And that's going to be an opportunity for us to bring some of those recipes, at least as we found them. It's also always kind of fun to stumble onto a recipe due to necessity, and then a couple of weeks later find out, oh, this is what poor people in the medieval ages used to eat.
Oh yeah, it's also true. This is one of your last chances to join the TSAB for a little while. If you donate $25 or more, you'll get a weekly update from me, early access to everything SMBC Theater, TSAB Productions, or Broke Eats makes. And we will love you forever.
Well,
a year.
Yeah. And love is kind of strong because, that requires you to have a heart.
I guess whatever we're capable of that's as close to love as we can get.
Light lust, maybe?
Like, inoffensive eye fucking. Yeah. When you say full scale, do you mean TV length 20-minute episodes? No, but for the hand to mouth, we are thinking of putting up some expanded length episodes on the Broke Eats channel with a little bit more of Mark and I live cooking alongside the more scripted comedy portions.
Yeah, essentially, while we're doing the show, there's obviously going to be times where James and I are just going to be standing behind the pot waiting for it to boil over. And also we're going to be doing some shenanigans while that's going down.
This is true.
So that's the type of thing that won't make it into a final episode, but it's also the type of thing that I think some people would enjoy. So we'll put in a longer extended cut edition
For the brokies. What do we have? Mark and James, I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that. What do you think that is?
I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that.
I assume it means anal.
That's right. There you go.
Yeah. What?
I mean, it's hard because like I do anything for love, but we know that love is a lie. So what wouldn't you do for a lie? Yeah, I guess I am.
Please include the video for any shenanigans. Done. Probably not done because it's copyrighted. But
yeah, but we will hum something very similar to the Benny Hill theme.
Yeah.
And change one note.
Or two.
Maybe three.
Or 50,000.
You're not the boss of us. You can't tell us how many notes we can change.
50, 100 million notes.
What now?
I'm going to add notes and then change them.
Bring it.
Extended cut episodes will be for everyone on the Broke Eats channel, which you subscribe to. But if you are TSAB, you'll get it first, you'll get it early, and you'll get it ad-free.
And subscribe to the Broke Eats channel. You are on it now. So just click that little button. It's right there. It's right there.
Yeah.
Just subscribe. So easy.
The world monetary system is a lie. What would you do for money?
Well, I think the question is, what haven't we done for money, really?
Oh, there's plenty I haven't done yet. It's on a list. I have a goal.
I'm just saying, your bucket list, if you will. It's not that you're not willing to sell yourself out. It's just you haven't gone into some of the higher stakes.
You could fit a lot of the goals in a bucket, actually. Yeah. Like fucking a snapping turtle. That's bucket worthy. If you were TSAB, so there were people who donated to the programs that we did last year, either Starpocalypse or the two SBC Theater DVDs, were inducted into a special level of TSAB. Those folks, you guys are there forever. You took a bet on us when nobody else would. From now on, TSAB will be something that's a little bit more annual. But if you are already TSAB, if you're an original TSAB, you're there for good.
What is the worst situation that James has got a mark into? Well, here's the thing. The majority of the bad situations usually happen while I'm asleep.
Well, define bad.
So I assume. Because I go to sleep and I wake up in prison. Now, usually, like, I sense something happening in between that, but a couple of times I just woke up in prison. Next to a very, very, very angry Mexican. So,
and that's how I paid rent.
Yeah. I wish I knew the details, but I'm actually happy I don't know the details.
There will be a place for fan-made recipes on the website. That's a big part of the website, something we're really excited to do. We want to make it possible for everybody to share the recipes with each other, so it's not just us, because we know you guys have a lot of recipes of your own that you could share with each other and make everybody's life a little better. Ah, yes, the sexy, sexy Ultra TSAB. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you either. I will continue to give you things secretly and on occasion, for you are in the final, shadowiest layer of the TSAB supergroup.
Again, if James does anything that makes you uncomfortable, let me know.
Everybody's comfortable with James. Last 15 minutes, everybody. If you've been thinking about donating, this is the last chance to do it.
Now is also the last chance to spread the word. Facebook, Twitter.
10 minutes. Please tweet and Facebook if you care to. It'll make a huge difference to us.
We'll be your best friends for what?
Up to a day.
Yeah. We're afraid of commitment.
Yeah, really, very badly afraid of commitment.
Yeah.
Did you guys know this would succeed so hard? I thought that we would be able to raise the 7,000 in order to make 8 episodes. I did believe in that. I thought there were enough people out there that enjoyed it. I did not realize we would do as well as we have done. I think we've done really phenomenally well, and that's all because of you guys' support. So we are blown away and really excited.
One of the things that really makes us happy is that we are super grateful for everyone who donated, a significant amount of cash. Thank you. We know it's not easy. We know we did this over the holiday season, so we're super grateful for that. But we're also really ecstatic by the sheer number of people who donated just $1, $5, $10, because that means that there is a community out there who believes in what we're doing.
And we figure, if you can afford to give us $50, we really appreciate it, but probably you don't need this show. But if you're, we've both been in situations where scrambling up $5 or $10 or something is actually very challenging. And we know that for some of you guys, you actually really dug deep to give us a little bit of money to help out with this. And we really, really appreciate that. And we know that that actually hurt a lot to do. So thank you guys. Don't worry, Music Lover 4233. We're going to get DVDs out. You will get your DVD. Yeah. I have never had a 10. I have had various versions of burn. Is there a fixed date for the website opening? There's not a fixed date yet. We will have information about that very soon. But I would look for it soon. We want to get that up sooner than later. One of the nice things about Hand-to-Mouth Means Starpocalypse, we're very excited by. We can't wait to share with you guys. But it's tough for us, too, that we can't share it with you yet because of all the special effects. And one nice thing about things like Hand-to-Mouth and the other web series we'll be talking to you again later this year is that there are things that we can get turned around a little quicker. So we're planning right now for Hand-to-Mouth to be something that we'll share with you this summer. I would imagine we'll have at least the first iteration of the website alongside that at that time. But, websites are something that you continuously improve, and I imagine we will as the year continues.
And, again, once we do get it up, running, and roll it out, your feedback, your participation is going to be a big part of what that website becomes.
Absolutely huge.
Nightmare Ganon, it's cool. We understand it was a tough time of year. As long as you were able to spread the word, that's the best thing you can do for us.
Really, day in, day out, guys, the very best thing you can do is watch our stuff and tell your friends about it. That is the only way that we grow. We don't have a giant marketing department. We don't have, commercials or something like that. We really just grow through your word of mouth, and that has given us tremendous opportunities and tremendous artistic freedom, and we really very much appreciate both of those things.
Can the website have fancy dancing gifts?
All the gifts!
I think we're also going to have a couple of middies going on in the background. You're probably going to want to see this. You know what? We're above GeoCities, so it's probably going to end up being an Angel Fire site.
Yeah.
So check that out. That's going to be really cool. I think we're going to be on the forefront of technology.
We could get like a spatula that flips an egg forever. Like for infinity. Flip. Flip. We are at $16,348.
You guys are awesome.
This is just phenomenal, guys. Thank you so much. James seems to have two personalities. The serious businessman James and the comedic gold James. Do the two ever have arguments? All the time.
The scary thing is it's not actually two personalities. It's just two sides of one personality. And the arguments are quite... I mean, Gollum, right? From Lord of the Rings. Think that. And I was going to add like a modifier, but no, just think Gollum. You've got it. That is a good question, Music Lover. Why don't we have the technology to print GIFs as stickers so we can have moving pics all the time? I would totally have a GIF as my bumper sticker. Are you kidding me? That'd be awesome. Especially if it's like a bling GIF. That's a good question, Salty. Money is an issue, but so is space. If you can only buy a few ingredients, what should you buy? The most important thing you can have on your shelf are essentially the basic spices.
So you're gonna want to have salt, pepper.
Those two alone are going to help you through a whole lot of issues.
Yeah. Then if you want a couple more basics, garlic and onion.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got salt, pepper, garlic, onion, you can make just about anything edible.
Yep.
And then after that, if you're really broke, eggs are a very good, cheap source of protein. And you'll want limited but useful cooking implements. We may make a video about cooking implements. It'll be a little lo-fi because we won't have all the cash in the world for it, but we'll do something just so you guys have a sense.
And also, rice is very useful. Rice doesn't take up a lot of space, but this tiny little bag is going to fill you up a lot. It's going to make you a lot of meals.
That's true. Meals. We are 9 minutes away from the end of this Kickstarter, guys. This has been a phenomenal month.
You guys
Thank
have
you
been
all.
awesome.
Thank you so much for all of your help. We can't tell you how much we appreciate it. And if there's anybody out there on the fence, now's the time.
That is a good ingredient. Onion and garlic powder. I will say this: garlic powder, pretty solid. But if you can get like just straight up garlic, do it. Garlic powder is obviously easier to keep, but garlic itself lasts for a long time. The garlic flavor is going to be fresher, and it doesn't really require that much to just chop it up and throw it into whatever you're making.
Yeah. I would say also a nice thing about onions is that they are a very cheap way to expand how much food you have by a lot, especially if you're doing something like a curry or an Ethiopian or an Indian dish. If you toss in a couple onions, you've just made 4 times as much food for your buck.
James, one of the guys wants you to give them $10 so he can give you $5.
That sounds like a great deal.
I think you will come out ahead on that.
A free $5?
Yeah.
Well, gee golly. We use chili powder often. I love chili powder.
Chili powder always adds that little kick that you need in like soups or rice or honestly everything.
Yes. Ooh, aioli.
That's pretty solid, yeah.
Flavoring mayonnaise. Flavor aids.
That is really what it is. Let's not lie to ourselves.
We are at 7 minutes, guys. 7 minutes until this whole shebang is done. And we get back to making you comedy gold instead of asking you for money.
And as mentioned, sriracha. Sriracha is amazing.
Sriracha is the savior of bad food everywhere.
Just get a lot of it from your local Asian market, and it will save the day.
Yes. How crazy is it? 6 minutes. 6 minutes left. We have really done a phenomenal job on this one, guys. Thank you so much. 817 people came out to support us for the Hand 'em Out Kickstarter. 499 came out to support the last season of SMCP, just for example. So I think that shows you just how enthusiastic people are about this and just how incredible our audience is and how it continues to grow and really help us continue to do more and more exciting things. So again, if you guys haven't donated yet, you've got 6 minutes.
If we had 3 wishes, what would the second be? That's fair, because let's be honest, we all know what the first one's going to be. More wishes, right?
That's true.
So the second is going to be a Zeppelin, because I want to travel the world on a Zeppelin.
You want to explode a giant ball of fire?
No. You see, it's going to be an invincible Zeppelin. Hence why it's the second wish. So I'm going to have an invincible Zeppelin as my second wish, and then we'll get to world peace. I just want to make sure I get the Zeppelin thing squared away first.
I don't think Mark understands the world.
I don't think you understand magic wishes.
Well, if I had a second wish, I would wish to be the genie, because then I would have all the wishes.
Right, but then you'd also have to give them
I'm
to
the genie!
You'd give them
Magic hands!
You wouldn't be able to use them for yourself. You just have to give him the
I want to be a
herbs.
free genie who uses it for himself exclusively. The greedy genie.
That's a very specific wish.
Greed genie. The genie of greed.
The green.
The greedy. That was a burp.
Classy.
Ah.
DC or Marvel? Fair question. James.
I like Daniel Clowes. What side is he on?
Who?
Daniel Clowes, Ghost World, 8 Ball. Read a book. I also like Sandman by Neil Gaiman. I think that was DC. I will say DC.
I've always been on the Marvel side personally. I can appreciate what DC does, but Marvel is just a little bit cooler for me.
Sketty is sort of horrifying. Have you seen Sketty on the Honey Boo Boo show?
I
It's
have
where
a
you take pasta and then you spray ketchup on it and then you say that it's spaghetti.
Here's the problem. Why would I watch that show? No.
Research
For
knowing about Sketty. A lot of magical things happened, O-Ring. My favorite SNES RPG is Final Fantasy 2 or 3.
Alright, that's fair. That's fair.
All right, guys, 3 minutes left.
3
3 minutes left.
You got 3 minutes and we're out of here. The clock is ticking and we're in the clear.
That's right, we're at $16,431.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
That is just phenomenal,
You
guys.
guys rock.
Anybody wants to jump in? There's another 3 minutes.
You guys rock lobster.
What?
You heard me.
That's not a thing.
Yeah, it is.
What? Butter is good.
Why can't I stop watching you do your... Here's the thing. This is your homework. Just go into class and tell your teacher, hey, Mark and James were doing a hangout. And your teacher will be all like, what? You clearly know about the world. A+, easy ride. That's the way it works.
I mean the Final Fantasy 2 and 3 that came out on the American SNES that are used in America Town.
America time.
America Town
Okay.
2 and 3. What is your favorite race in Skyrim, Mark?
Redguard.
That's a little on the nose.
Come on, I'm just saying.
A little easy.
In a fantasy world, I finally get to rock the brothers as a wizard? Yes, thank you. Please, I will take that opportunity.
I'm pretty sure Redguard isn't good at magic, though, naturally. I don't mean that as a racist thing, just in the game, they're not as... They don't score as highly
look,
on...
here's the thing, alright? Anyone can be good at magic with enough thoughts, enough focus, and enough training, alright? So Redguard Mage can just be just as good as a high elf mage. Thank you very much. And don't get me started on the breasts.
I like to play Khajiits and Bretons.
Also, there's a part of me that just loves rolling around Skyrim with an afro, I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you, Pagan Mudslide, for donating all you can.
That is an awesome name.
We truly appreciate everybody who has donated. We know not everybody can afford a lot of money, but even the people who donated $1, it makes a huge difference, and we really appreciate it.
Truly.
So thank you guys so much for all of your support.
And we are now hitting our last couple of seconds.
66. 65, we shouldn't count.
Yeah, we shouldn't do that
That's
yet.
pointless. You have 1 minute if you want to donate money. This is it. This is the end.
So we're coming to the end of our Kickstarter. And all the fans gave us cash so we could make videos harder.
And
so
escape
grateful
to
for
Paraguay.
your-
I'm gonna
Wait,
hire a Russian bride. I'm becoming a drug cartel man. Right?
This is why from the cops I have to hire you to do it.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna use all the money to buy like 9 pounds of cocaine, right? 22 seconds to go.
All right, so
20,
we're wrapping it up.
19,
Not yet.
18.
Let's get to 10.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much. We're going to do this final countdown. You guys rock.
10,
9,
8, 7,
what?
6,
Yeah.
5, 4,
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah!
Final total $16,438, 822
22
fans.
backers.
Thank you guys so much for all of your help over
You
the last
guys
month.
are awesome.
Zach and I will be talking to you about web series at some point in the future, but first you're going to see Starpocalypse, and first you're going to see End of Mouth, and the last thing is sketches, and so much cool stuff. Oh my god!
So we're going to do some amazing stuff for y'all. Look forward to it. It's going to be awesome.
Alright, now I'm going into this. We're going to stop the thing.
And as we have learned from past streams, this is going to take a while. So, again, I'd like to do some shout-outs. James, do you want to shout out to anybody?
Shout out to me, I'm amazing.
Okay.
And to Nora for letting us film here.
There you go. There you go. Nice save. I'd like to shout out to Buki. Buki, you know who you is. You know what you do. Thank you. I'd like to shout out to Rembrandt and Third Sky. You guys are awesome. Thank you for all your help at that club. Thank you for pushing those guys off. You know how we do. Final shout out to the guys that made this beer. I can't say it because if I do, they're probably going to come and shut us down. But thank you.
Streaming stopping.
And shout out to the fans. You guys are awesome.